Yo, yo. What's up?
What's up? What's up? Huh?
This is really live.
Hey, we are live. And we are live from the Red Light Cafe.
Yes.
I am looking. Oh, there. I think I can wear one ear. Yeah, why do I need? I don't need it.
You do need it to hear. Well, I guess you don't.
I don't think we do. We don't need them.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Let's just talk, right?
Yep.
Oh man, that's a good idea. Yeah, we don't need to.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, how y'all doing?
You know, we are at a different schedule, so people probably didn't pay attention to the start time.
It's okay.
Who gave us a thumbs up, Brian? We already got one thumbs up.
Nancy.
How you doing?
Yes.
That's who designed my wife's wedding ring.
Really?
Nancy Noble.
We are side by side right now, so if y'all see me look over here, I'm actually looking at the brother. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So let us know what it sounds like. This is our first time doing anything live.
We do bar mitzvahs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're definitely for hire.
Yeah, we for
sororities, frats,
frat parties, keg parties. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it.
Look at our fellow New York Knicks enthusiast Mark Podhorser has brought us some water.
Yes,
he's so nice.
Cheers.
It is a little bit warm.
Good evening, Brad. How you doing?
What's up, Brad? So we're gonna wing it, guys. This is just gonna be a fun. Ain't got no topic. Hopefully, we can get some guests over here.
Brad, in 3 words or less, tell us how it sounds, bro. Because I know you can go on for like 20 words. Just give us 3 words in a comment, or make 3 words or less if you can.
Why you giving them a number, man?
Brad is verbose. You know, I like Brad. That's my boy. It will do.
It will do.
Thanks,
okay,
Brad.
what does that mean? It will do.
Don't ask. Don't inquire.
Don't
anymore.
ask. It will
words.
do. Okay.
It will do. It suffices.
Is it too loud? Is it not loud enough? Let us know.
Yeah.
That's really what we need to know.
Is it too loud? Too soft? We need to go up. We can't.
So we are at the Red Light Cafe. Our brother Robert Boone is having a birthday celebration, so there's going to be some music going on. We're going to have some people coming over, hanging out, and we're just trying something new. We take it on the road. My man's going to take off. He's going to be playing for a short time. A little low. Okay, so we can work with that, Brad. We can bring it up. That's what we need. Let us know. So I just brought it up, Brad. So let us know if that's cool.
Right.
So,
shout out to hand sanitizer. Shout out.
We are right by the restroom, so this could be rather interesting tonight. So, Brad says good. See, now he say good. He says good. See that you got to rely on your people. He's being useful. He's being useful.
Some people say you got to have a rider. Some people got to have a rider to be part of it, you know.
So we're just gonna wing it tonight, have some fun. What time y'all start playing?
Well, we need to talk right now because it might start in the next couple of minutes or so.
Okay. So no format. We're just here hanging out. I wish we had a camera on stage, which was our plan, but our first location didn't work out.
There was a lot of variables.
That was vetoed by our resident producer.
It's a little spicy.
And
y'all ever had a choice of Popeye's chicken, spicy or mild?
Man, yeah.
At 2:00 in the morning, you don't want to do the spicy.
So we came downstairs. If you've been to the Red Light Cafe, we are in the back area by the restroom, or where the restrooms are, but it's much more it's much more
eclectic.
Yeah, it's much more than
More
than where we
meets the eye.
were before,
Right,
and no shame. They're gracious enough to host us tonight, to host Robert,
Yeah,
and we're just going to have a lot of fun. So let us know if you're here, if you're in the chat.
yeah.
Um,
On location.
you know, we're still not getting traffic on your. I don't, man. I just don't get it, man. I don't even understand what's going on. But let us know if you're here. Drop us a hello in the chat. And if you're in the Atlanta area, if you're out and about, you want to come by Red Light Cafe, we are here.
Yeah.
So
Say hello like Adele or Lionel Richie. Either way, however you want to do it. Hello.
Can we get a banner that just says live from the red light there, sir?
Yeah.
How about
live
that?
at the red light.
Is that possible?
Yeah, local musicians live at the red light.
So we got a couple of comments.
RLC if you want to make it easy.
Oh, Jesus. Look at Nick's dude. Nick's boy is already commenting.
Oh, wow.
He's sitting right here,
Wow.
but
you
he's
guys
sending
look
comments
better
too.
in
He's
person.
making himself useful. That's what he's doing.
That's what he does, bro. What's up, Billy?
He's a big magnet.
Billy Ross is in the house.
For what's going on, Billy? Brad, everybody. Can't tell if you're here, if you don't drop us a hello, let us know what's up.
Right.
And let's see. Are you guys playing instrumentals first? Where's Lava High at? Go get Lava High.
Okay, let me
Where's
get
Lava High at?
All right.
We're gonna bring our first guest in and have her come by and let's just say hello. So this will just be kind of a random. Our resident producer is off screen right now. I could bring him in at any time to let you guys. Yeah, matter of fact. Well, oh, there he is. Man, you look so comfortable, man. You look so comfortable. You look so comfortable.
Well, thanks for ruining that.
All right. Your camera sucks. I gotta let you go. All right. So, Shannon Corey, what's up? Going on? Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Here's our first. There you go.
Wait, this. Oh, yeah, this way.
Lava High. What's up? How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I am good. I am good. Oh, look who coming to crash. Come on, bruh. Come on over. Come on over, bruh. Come on over. Show your face. This is why we're here. There's Robert Boone. Robert Boone.
Super old.
Robert Boone and I got them waves going too, bro. Augusta. You got the Augusta waves going, man. Got the Augusta waves, man. You got them church waves. You got them church waves. Church. You got the church waves going. So Lava High, what's going on with you?
A lot these 2 weeks.
Okay.
So of course we're here at Red Light Cafe
Yes.
for Robert Boone's birthday.
Yes.
Then tomorrow I head to New York
Okay.
so I can support Terrence Harper at Dizzy's.
Oh, that's right. Terrence Harper up at Dizzy's. And that's tomorrow and it's tonight, right? It's tonight and tomorrow.
So
Yeah.
I had to be here first.
Okay, cool, man. So that's great.
Yep.
So you flying up to do a little hit at have you been to Dizzy's before?
I look into
Tyrone coaching off stage. He can't stop coaching, man. Let her live, man. Let her live. Let her live. So, now have you been to Dizzy's before?
I have.
Okay.
I've been to Dizzy's once before, years ago, to see Christian McBride. It was really great.
Cool.
But this will be my first time performing.
Performing. But how much time have you spent in New York?
I've spent
Speak up.
I spent a pretty good amount of time in New York. I think, like pre-pandemic, I would go like pretty regularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the pandemic hit, and I just wasn't traveling like I.
Yeah,
wanted
I
to.
haven't been back since really the pandemic, and my wife and I love going up for the U.S. Open, and then to see music and stuff. But we haven't even been up since the pandemic, so it'll be good to get back up there. So you got some projects coming up. What are you working on?
Yeah. So actually, I just talked to Tony Hightower about this today. I should be releasing 2 songs soon,
Okay.
and then there's the potential of a full project. We're working that out.
Okay.
Before that, though, it's just a lot of gigs.
A lot of gigs.
A lot
Just
of
gigging. Now, do you do anything else besides sing in terms of what else do you do in terms of just work purposes? What do you do?
Currently, I work as a copywriter.
Okay.
I'm also an academic. I was at Emory for English. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was a teacher for a time. I was professor for a while.
Okay.
And then I transitioned into marketing.
Okay.
Then I transitioned into consulting.
Okay.
Eventually, we're just going to try to make it where it's like, how do we do the music?
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So you're looking forward to playing tonight?
I am.
Okay.
It's the dudes. It's the guys.
Yeah. How many songs you going to sing?
Don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's just playing it by ear?
I mean, they sent a set list, but you know how it goes. Audibles, things switch out. Who knows?
Right.
We're just here. We're vibing.
We're just here. We're vibing. Well, thank you, Lava High, for coming over and blessing us. And
Saturday, June 15th, Velvet Note.
That's you?
That's me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in the band?
It'll be T. Lee on keys.
Okay.
Clarence Hill.
Okay.
Also got Robert Boone again.
Okay.
And Kelly McCarty on bass.
Okay, cool. All right.
And then also want to plug that Boom Trio is going to be at the Balzer. I don't know. Did Tyrone already say this one?
We had no.
Okay, well, Boom Trio is going to be at the Balzer on this upcoming Sunday, June 9th.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
We'll let you get ready to perform. And we'll see you shortly. Thanks, Lava High.
Thank you.
All right. Peace. Where's Boone at? Let's bring the birthday boy. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just let's bring over the resident New York Knicks failing have lost every series possible.
Could be way too bright.
There he is. So you guys,
Yeah, come on.
you want to know who the pod horser is? Here he is.
Good evening.
In the flesh. This is our resident New York Knicks.
All
Look
things
into the
New
camera,
York.
man.
Yes,
Look
all
into the
things
camera,
New
man.
York.
Look into the camera.
I would.
So how did it feel to have the Knicks lose again?
Feels like it has every year since 1973. Why should this year be any different than those? So that's like how many? 52, 51? Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, man, you can't win them all. But
Obviously not.
You want to win some, though.
You know, they won 2 in 4 years when I was a kid, so I got my quotient, I guess.
Okay. All right, man. Well, we give you a hard time, man, but we love you. We
Same goes here.
We appreciate all of your, I would say hard work, but you don't really do anything. You just kind of
I've learned to do that in retirement.
So, but man, it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm a Notre Dame Fighting Irish, so I'm kind of the same.
What was their last championship?
Exactly, 88.
Okay.
So I'm feeling I can't
Right.
talk, man.
At least the Rangers won in 94, so that's only 30 years.
So anything going on with you? Just hanging out?
My usual Monday and Wednesday nights, seeing you play drums most of the time, and fill in the rest of the week with whatever.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Not much to do. Sleep late and
that's what
enjoy
you want,
life.
man.
Exactly.
Because you were an accountant for how many years? I mean,
I graduated college in '72, so yeah, almost 48 years of accounting.
Man.
But I made it fun.
I mean, that's a life. That's a whole lifetime for some people. I know you got some stories, man. Some under the table stories that you have.
Yeah, but
we want to get the dirt.
I need
who was skimming. Who was any mob stories?
There's only one mob story, and I don't know if I told you guys the last time, but Morris Lee. I worked for Morris Levy at Roulette Records in the '70s, and you'd see these, Sal Gigantes and these kind of Gambino guys coming up to the office. But one of them was actually a priest, Father Gigante. So he was somebody's brother, but he was good. But this guy came up. He had a publishing deal with Roulette, and he came up to get an advance because he was in dire straits and he needed money. So he comes up and he asked the publishing head for an advance, and Morris Levy finds out that he's coming there asking for money. He chases the guy out of the office in the vestibule outside the elevators, and he reared back and he punched him right in the face. The guy held up an album to cover his face. He punched him right through the album cover. The guy was out cold in the lobby outside the elevators.
What?
Yes.
What?
So I swear, I watched it. I saw the whole thing.
Do you still have the album cover?
It was not my album, but I got an album called John Lennon Sings Rock and Roll Roots, and it's only like 5,000 were pressed because he got sued and he had to take it off. So I keep thinking I was going to send my daughter to college with that, but not worth anywhere close to that. I still have it. I only played it once to see what song sounded like the Chuck Berry song "Can't Catch Me," and it's "Come Together." That don't even sound close, but so that was the only time I ever played it. So it's pretty pristine. You're talking about your vinyl show,
Yeah.
so you might ask him what it's worth.
Okay.
But
You still got it.
I
though.
still got it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But,
I'll bring that up because he probably can. I think you can check and see yourself.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the.
I did, and it was like $2,500, so it's not even worth it at this point.
Right.
Too much
Still-
effort.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll hold it a little longer and sell it on my deathbed.
All right.
Or put it in my will, and my daughter can inherit it.
Right.
But anyway, it was great talking to you.
Yeah,
I know
man.
I'm not supposed to look in your
You're supposed
direction.
to look in the camera.
I know. It's hard. This is my best side.
Oh my God.
All right. I'll let Tyrone come and take
All
the
right.
seat that he more
All right. Cool.
deserves.
All right.
Good talking to you.
Where's Robert at?
You want me to go get Robert?
If he's close.
I just got back on the camera,
What
ladies
chick
and
is he
gentlemen.
talking to?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said that. But he's a star now.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
He's a star, man.
Yeah. So, we're going to start playing in about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right.
You want me to try to get him real quick?
Yeah, let's bring him back.
All right. What's up, Shannon? How you doing? Good to see you. Live on location. Falgu, are you getting him?
He's going to get him.
Are you getting Robert? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. What can we do without the producer, man? This is so good.
Now we can play anything.
Yeah.
He be trying to tell us what to do and stuff. Veto this, veto
I'm
that.
telling you, you got a private jet. Right. So you guys, this is a unique experience. You probably can't see, but we'll try to kind of talk about it. So we're in the back of this club called Red Light Cafe. There's a stage in the front. There's all kind of people, but we can kind of talk a little bit. What happens pre-show, Chris, when you're like about to play on stage? What do you think about what's going through your mind? Always kind of different.
I like to have some music in my ears personally. I mean, I try to have something that's going to inspire me to play. And I recently, within the last year, I've been kind of doing that.
Right.
Especially, man, if you've been doing other stuff during the day, you haven't had a chance to even mentally connect to music. I'll put something on that'll inspire me and just kind of listen to that, which is one reason why I don't like people to come try to talk to me before a show because I'm listening. I'm trying to get that in my head. And
as we're about to get somebody to talk about their show before their show.
Oh, did he show? Oh, he came back so graciously.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, we had a busy man. We have the professor
What's going on?
of percussion at Georgia State University, Robert Boone. What's up?
Yes.
See, now Boone, looking at, but he's of the age where he understands technology. He hasn't looked over here one time. He's looking straight at the camera.
I get the vibe. I see what we're trying to do here.
Straight up the camera, man. So tell us what's going on, man. I really enjoyed our conversation last night with the young student. What was his name? Tyrone. What's your your piano student? Blake.
Yeah.
We had a really interesting conversation last night with Blake. The two of us, and it was kind of cool because I'm kind of the older dude. Robert's kind of in the middle, and then you have the younger student, and that so it was a really nice sort of balance of just talking about what each other is kind of think. Oh, Steven C. What's up, boy?
What's going on, brother?
Oh man, all the cats coming out. We got to get you on, man, when you come out. All right. So, but it was a nice just a nice conversation of seeing where the student's head is, where the teacher's head is, and where kind of I don't know what I am, but kind of oversee. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, what was your feeling about that?
It's always great to talk to different generations of musicians, and because like you said, everybody's taught a certain way, and it kind of goes with. Thank you, Linda. But yeah, it goes different ways. I was brought up a certain way. I learned this way. That way may not be acceptable now. And even going back to you, like you had some rough teachers coming up that
absolutely, man.
They would get quote unquote canceled now for the things that they do. So it's interesting to just hear kind of how things change, but the information is still the same.
Yeah.
So you got to put in the work, and that was great.
You're kind of in the middle. So you're now that you had older teachers, older mentors. All of your mentors were older. Now you're in the position where you're handing down information that you've gotten through not only from your teachers, but also now your experience. You've been on the road. Mm-hmm. You're playing with a world-class band. You're doing studio stuff. You're playing stuff in town. So now it's like you're really in the mix of everything. And so how's the transition from you trying to pass down that information, and how do you sort of balance out the old school and then the new school?
I think the biggest thing for me is I can now I'm at a point where I can talk from experience, which makes a big difference, because a lot of people just talk just to what they think is happening or what they think is supposed to go down. But thankfully to you and Tyrone for putting me on a bunch of gigs when I was younger that I probably wasn't ready for. But now I can look back on that experience and tell another younger person, like, when you're coming up and you get your call for this type of a gig, this is the level you're expected to be at. And so I try to help them. Everybody's going to take the information and do what they do with it. But if I can give them the information, it's, I'm at least doing my part to try to help them before they get on the gig, so that when they get on the gig, it's actually a smooth transition. And that was kind of the culmination of our conversation last night, just hearing the younger generation's perception on playing certain gigs or working with certain teachers, or who to take advice from and who to weed out the noise from. It was a really interesting conversation.
Yeah, I would like to have a thing where we maybe do an episode with some students.
Yeah.
And run through some of and really just, hear their side, they hear our side. And and then sort of try to find a nice, I don't know if there's a meeting spot in the middle, because sometimes information is just what it is, man. It's you can only sugarcoat that so much.
Exactly.
And I think there's a difference between being nice and being kind, right? Like,
absolutely.
Everybody's nice, but a lot of times when you're nice, you're not being real. So if you're kind about things, it's up to them whether they take that information or not and use it to their best of the ability.
Absolutely.
But what you got in store for us tonight, man? What you got going on?
We'll play a bunch of different music, just all kind of styles: jazz, funk, R&B, soul, blues. I just wanted to do a bunch of music that I love with people that I love, for people that I love. So it's gonna be a good time.
All right, cool, brother. Well, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
And I'll be back after the show, too.
Okay, sounds good. All right, man.
All right.
So Robert Boone, our host for the evening. I saw my man Stephen Chopek somewhere. Former drummer with John Mayer, and he just walked off. So I guess, actually, I'm gonna let Tyrone. Why don't you hold court for a second?
Okay, sure. Where am I? Oh, there we go. All right, everybody. So, a little happy birthday to Robert Boone. That's nice. Hey, so one of the great things about is getting a perspective from musicians, and in any of our podcasts and broadcasts that we've done, the perspective of the musician, you can kind of hear validation or consensus. Some of the things like me and Brian were talking about is when you talk about learning and how learning takes place and learning from older musicians and being put in uncomfortable positions to learn. And you'll never get better unless you take that risk. So even though I have a lot of gray hair, I'm still putting myself in position. I'm getting called by these young people to play these different types of music and stuff. And so a lot of the old heads give the younger people a hard rep, but the music is really going a lot of different directions. And there's a lot of great young players that's playing. So it's really good to have that perspective and get in. So we're going to turn it back to Chris, bring him back in, and special guest. I'll be coming back after I play this set. So I'm getting my mind right. All right.
This is my boy Steven, man. Right, you guys remember the score, man? Okay.
Steven Chopek.
Chopek.
Chopek. Steven with a PH.
All right, we got my man, my brother in the house, Steven Chopek. What's up, man?
I'm just trying to figure out where to look.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna look in the camera. There you go.
The green light right there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So we got drummer extraordinaire, Steven Chopek, formerly of John Mayer and other heavyweight artists that's moved to Atlanta not too long ago, man. When did that? I'm sorry, I just messed you up. We're just gonna stare right at the cameras.
Okay.
So, man, when did you move to Atlanta, dude?
Moved to Atlanta end of 2020, and moved from Memphis. I was living in Memphis. I'm from New Jersey, and grew up in New Jersey. Was living in Memphis from like 2014, and then moved to Atlanta end of 2020.
Okay.
My wife got a job at the Carter Center in Candler Park.
Yeah.
So we moved there, and it's been great, man. Linking up with Kelly, some of the guys in the band, Kelly and Robert. It was a little slow going, and again, I'm looking at the green light. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It was slow going at first. When we moved here, it was like it was still kind of COVID time, so things were still closed down, and but it's been things started picking up and getting to know people in town, and it's been great, man. It's a good community. It's a solid crew, and it's been great. It's a great. I knew a couple people moving here, and then just got to meet you through George Sluppick, who's a buddy of mine from Memphis.
That's is that how we connected?
Yep.
Was through Sluppick, right?
Yep, Sluppick,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just slowly kind of getting into the scene and getting to know people and going out to see the shows and
man,
being part of the community.
Cool. Well, man, you got a website or anything?
I do.
Tell people about your website, man.
StevenChopek.com. Okay. And up there I keep all my drum stuff, and I've been I've been working on some music lately. I put out a new song a couple weeks ago. It's called Come Back Soon. Singing and playing guitar and all the instruments and things. And just put out a new video for that. So check it out, StevenChopek.com.
Cool, man. Well, and your social media is just under your name as well.
Yep. On the Instagram and
man.
TikToks and all those things.
Well, we got to get together sometime. I mean, we talked, and we got to get together sometime and just play a little bit and shed and hang out, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
So would appreciate you coming on, man. I'm gonna let you go enjoy the show. I think
Absolutely.
They're getting ready to start.
Yeah, man.
And I'll catch up with you soon, man.
Absolutely.
Great to see you.
Likewise.
All
Thank you.
Okay.
See you.
All right. So everything got so now you hear everything got quiet. So they must be getting ready to start. So we'll see how this noise cancellation works out. Because they're not terribly loud, but we're gonna see what happens. Maybe you have to, but if you. So Brian's asking about making this. If you have to log into StreamYard separately. Are you like not happy with your webcam? Oh yeah. Put a feed in there. Yeah, you could do that. And just make your phone we're gonna try to set up a camera by the stage. You won't be able to hear, but you can kind of see what's going on. But to actually check out live what's going on right now, go to the Red Light Cafe on YouTube, and they have a live feed of the music. Maybe we can type that link in the chat once we find it. But it's on YouTube. I'm going to kind of look it up right now. Oh, so here it is. Okay.
So much. I'm trying to keep talking to a minimum tonight. So,
you got it?
With that being said, let's get into this first tune. I'll introduce everybody later, but I just want to start out by saying
so we've got the live chat. So that's the link to the live chat. But we're going to try to put another phone up there so that we can have another square with the live feed going on. So let me know how the noise cancellation is working, if it's picking up the music. I'm not sure how this is going to work. So let me know if you can hear the music right now or if you can't. I'm going to try to check my settings real quick. So Brad says he's got the live feed. So I think I'm good. It should be blocking out the music. So let me tell you all about a couple of things that we got coming up. We have a trio show. If I can find it here. Coming up at the Distillery of Modern Art at Chamblee. And that's June 21st. That will be a trio show. Plus, we're going to have some select students that are going to kind of sit in with us also. So that should be cool. So that's June 21st, and that's going to be at the Distillery of Modern Art. And then I also have, let me see if I can pull this up. You gotta turn your volume down, Brian. All right. So we got here's the flyer. The Distillery Show. That's Friday, June 21st. I'm picking up it's not gonna work. Okay. All right, we tried that. It didn't work. Yeah, you can't really trying again. All right, so we're gonna try to get that beat going. I don't think it's gonna work because of the volume. Chris can't hear you. Put your gigs in the chat. Okay. So now they're saying they can't hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, Brad said couldn't hear me. I don't know. Check 1, 2. How about that? Okay, so it's correct. Okay, so it's got to be pointed at me. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I think we're back. We're good. So, yeah, that's the gig, Brad. That's coming up. It's a distillery gig right there. So this is a pretty cool thing. I think. Oops, I'm sorry. I should be letting our resident producer do this, but I'm here messing around with it. There it is. There it is. We'd like to do more live events, right, with the podcast, and try to do kind of things where we're doing combinations of the podcast as well as the performance. So if there's any suggestions that people have, you know, we may do something at Napoleon's over there in the Tucker area. But we're going to try some different things like this because I think it's cool to have like some random people coming up and just talking. Because a lot of these people, some people are shyer than you think they are. So it's difficult for them to get the whole, you know, hey man, you want to come on for an episode, because they just don't operate like that. But to get them to kind of come over and hang for a few minutes, I think it's a lot more less stressful for some people. So this is a great opportunity to kind of do that and just sort of work our way through featuring more people that are on the scene and more people that we want to feature. So really looking forward to kind of doing more of that kind of thing. So so right now, you posted the feed, didn't you, Brian? The live feed. Did you post the live feed in the chat? Oh, you put it in the file. Okay. Can you put it? Is there any way you can put that in the chat? We did I did a interview with a great artist in Chicago today. My buddy George Flutis. I can't wait to chop this one up and put it out. I mean, we talked about everything from, you know, he's played with just a ton of jazz legends, everybody from Lou Donaldson to Ray Brown, Cedar Walton, Betty Carter, Kenny Burrell, just a whole bunch of different people. So he had some really great stories to tell. We also talked about the current climate of being an artist and dealing with social media, and some of the challenges that come along with that. And then we just, you know, talked about some random stuff. Also, both he and I are huge John Bonham Led Zeppelin fans, so we're going to do a thing in the next couple of weeks on John Bonham and really the soul and funk angle of Led Zeppelin, which was a huge part of their sound that a lot of people never acknowledge. So, and he and I we connected on social media. That's how we met, even though we're from the same area. We never officially met in person, but we connected through social media, and a big part of that was our love for both jazz and bebop, and then also our love for Led Zeppelin and John Bonham. So we had a really great conversation, and I can't wait to share that, you know, with everybody. So right now, if you are not connected to the link at the Red Light Cafe, there is the link for the live performance. We tried to have a camera going at the same time, but we couldn't make it work because the audio was coming through. But if you want to check out the performance, there's the link. And my man Boone is taking a vicious solo right now on drums. So it should be cool, a cool night. Let's see. I'm gonna pull somebody else back here after this song ends, and we'll get some more conversation happening. Last night was Monday night, right? So tonight's Tuesday. The session was packed at Napoleon's. It was unbelievable. There were so many people that were there. So, and we had a lot of students that came out, which is really what we would want, what we prefer, because that's really what the sessions are supposed to be for. It's supposed to be for the young musicians that, want to get better and want to learn from the older musicians, Unfortunately, you have, not unfortunately, but you do have a lot of people sort of coming out of the closet. It's not just a figure of speech to perform again, or they, maybe they did that at one time, or they want to try it or whatever. And, that can be cool too, but it's tough to make that balance of, especially if you have really good professional musicians, then you have younger musicians that want to learn from the professionals, and then you have another, this other thing that's sort of like kind of in the middle of that. It can be a tough, it could be a tough thing to navigate, because at the end of the day, those sessions are really cut out for, just for musicians to learn and sort of experiment in front of a live audience. Is that the feed, or is that just a photo? Okay, just a photo. Cool, man. So that's what's going on at the Red Light. So, what's up, Watson? I see you. You want to learn to play again? When did you not learn? When did you stop playing? Curtis Watson, trumpeter, formerly of Buckwheat Zydeco. What's going on, C? Did you stop playing, dude? For real? Talk to me, man. Let me know. I want to say, it's been a minute since I saw you, but I remember that time when Russell's band, Russell Gunn, when we opened up for Buckwheat Zydeco, man. That was amazing. I think that was at Terminal West. So, but yeah, the sessions are really, it's a tough balancing act when you have as many hobbyists in the house as you do actual musicians, and but it's something that most sessions, unless it's a real sort of cutthroat session, which really doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work. People don't have the patience and the understanding, the confidence to kind of go through something, that kind of training. So we try to make it where people feel comfortable. But then what that happens is that sort of invites, everybody kind of off the street. So we want to try to develop something that is a genuine, I was going to say pros versus Joes. There used to be a show where, all the couch potato or guys that think they can play basketball, football, whatever, would go up against some professional players or retired professional players to see if they really have it. So we kind of want to create that with what we're going to try to do with our session, but we want to try to make it where, there's some constructive criticism being said, but it's still a place where people can feel comfortable, but also know, hey, man, if I want to try to play with the best of the best, I got a lot to learn, because at the end of the day, everybody still has a lot to learn. Nobody's immune to getting better. And, as long as you look at things that way, you're always going to grow. So, and that's what we want to instill in the younger, the kids that really want to do this is, it can't always be you're great and get pats on the back. There has to be some cut and dry, hey, this was okay, but this is what you have to work on. And this is what you need to work on, George Flutis was telling me a great story about his father today. For those of you that remember the portable tape recorder, and George said he was probably about 8 or 9 years old, and his dad would put him on the drums, and he would put a recording of whatever a jazz recording on, and he would have George play along with the recording. And he said he was playing like some kind of brush pattern on the snare drum. And at some point, George got turned around from where the beat of the song was. And he said his dad was like, oh, no. And he starts walking over to it. And you kind of, when you turn off a portable tape recorder, I don't know if you guys remember this, but you could kind of hear the fudgeting around before you hit the stop button if you were recording something live, right? So he said he's got the cassette tape somewhere, but his dad was like, oh, no, you're off. And he walks over, he hits the stop. Like, and you can kind of hear it go right before he hits the stop button, man. He said it's the funniest thing in the world. And but those are the moments that, and he said, those are the moments that a young musician needs, is somebody that's like, constantly correcting what they need to work on. And that's the only way that you can kind of grow and get better. So with that, let's see. I know a lot of people don't know we're on this early. We put it on, but I think there's going to be people are expecting us to still be on at 9. So, yeah, hobbyist, it's a nice choice of words. I was trying to find another. I couldn't think of anything else. Well, I mean, I could think of a lot of things else, but I'm not trying to get canceled tonight. So I put it in the best terms that I could. So, So with that being said, as the guys continue to kind of play, there's also, I don't have all the information. Our friend Leah Calvert has a festival coming up June 8th or June 9th. I think it's the 8th in Cabbagetown here in Atlanta, where they're putting on a little festival. I can probably I'm going to send this to Brian and see if he can find a way to put this up. They're calling it 100% artists. And let's see. Try to find it here. I gotta find the. I'm gonna send it to you. There it is. I'm gonna send this to you. Snug Concerts. And they're calling it 100% Artists Festival. So I'd like to put that up. All right. Curtis, what did you send a link to something? Let's see here. Hang on, it's coming. Well, I guess we could share it on Facebook. Or just go to I could probably go to the yeah, I can which would be the easiest way to do it. All right, here we go. Oh, she's got a whole little site here, dude. Okay, this is cool. Okay. So let's see. It's saying oh, there it is. Your screen. Okay. No, that's not what I want. Oh, there. Thank the Lord. So this is June 8th in Cabbagetown, Atlanta. And this is going to be, hopefully this will be an annual thing. But we have some of Atlanta Select great artists here that are going to perform. And all the proceeds, of course, go straight to the artist. We got Kenny Banks Jr., CC Sunchild. We got my brother, Kina Boto, and his sons, which are the Aya drummers, which are going to play. We got Eden and Leah are going to look like they're doing a duo, or I'm not sure if they're a band, but this will be taking place on the 8th, and that will be in Cabbagetown. Here's the link down below. So tickets, I'm not sure how much tickets are.
Yeah, anyways, I would just like to take a second.
Hey, but tickets are going to all the money goes towards right toward the artist. So pretty cool thing. It's what we kind of need to do. you know, some people been saying this for years, man, is we need to do our own concerts, you know, and you know, just start doing our own concerts, start doing our own festivals. I'm gonna bring Tyroon's back here so it crops Jane Jetson out. Did you guys see Jane? I don't know who that is. That's an old Jane Jetson, dude. So check this. Look, we are on location. We have no control over. But if you look over the shoulder, I guess that's Jane. Who is that? Is that Jane Jetson? It looks a little old for Jane Jetson, but it's definitely a Jetson. But the mom didn't have that kind of hair. Did? But look at the face, dude. The face is like old Hannah. It's like an old person. I don't know. I'm just like going crazy. But anyway, I got some Jetsons character looking over my freaking shoulder. So, all right. So that's Snug Concerts. We should have. Let me see if we'll pull another guest back here and chop it up right quick for a second. Let's see.
So next we're going to do this song called Breath Away by a friend of mine that's watching on the stream. His name is Warren Dallasford, in New York.
Let's see here.
We'll do this and I'll introduce the rest of them as we go along. Yes.
So let me see here. I'm gonna go pull somebody. I don't know who that's gonna be. Oh, the tickets are $5 to $40. Okay, is that's for the Snug the 100% artist? Okay. Cool. All right, I'm gonna y'all hang tight. I'm gonna go snag somebody. I don't know who. I want you to stare. You see that green light? Uh-huh. Look, this cat right here does not show his face very often. I actually got a bone to pick with him. Okay, I'm gonna explain that to him in 1 second. But we got the great Kenton Bostic in the house, drummer extraordinaire. How you doing, man? Look up there. Look up there. There you go. Look up there. So, you know, this cat right here, man. He has a very unique style that is his own, which is one of the great things that I feel like are lacking now is your own vibe, your own style. How did you manage in the current climate? I mean, when you were coming around, there were still clubs. There was a lot of cats still out playing. You could kind of dissect different things, you know, from different players. But how did you kind of develop? Because you were playing a lot of Afrobeat stuff, like and that really kind of opened up the whole thing, right? So talk a little bit about that, man.
Well, just being connected to, the community of musicians in Atlanta, man, gathering them and just taking away from a lot of other cats that used to shed and play around, man, taking different ideas from guys. So I don't know, man, it's a big collective thing, man. I kind of drained a lot from cats like you and like John Roberts, coming up on the scene around the time that I came around, man.
Right.
I took a lot of different cues from guys, man, to kind of put that thing together, man, and just listening to all sorts of different music.
Right. I think one thing that you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one thing that benefited from was you weren't a full-time musician.
Right.
Like you had other things going on, and so it gave you a lot more options to choose. Okay, this is how I want to sound. This is the kind of stuff I want to play, without having to go to your wedding gig every week and get beat down on what. I mean, I'm making a figure speech. We all do that, but I think it gave you a little bit of freedom to kind of just say, well, this is who I am and where I fit. Get in where I kind of fit in.
Right. Yep. And like I said, I have to attribute that to an available scene. The scene was available for it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Being able to come and actually touch guys who were experimenting in different ways,
Right.
with different styles,
Right.
was the thing that really kind of inspired me.
Right.
So
Right.
it was a freedom thing.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Now, how much were you practicing? I mean, like, I'm sure I know you were doing, but like, what was your practice routine like in terms of just like, were you doing like an hour a day, a couple hours a day? What were you kind of working on, man? And how much time did you spend in the practice?
To be honest with you, man, it was whenever I could get the time to sit down and shed. Right. So it wasn't
look up at that light.
It wasn't necessarily a keep looking.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily a regimen per se, but so it would be the anytime in between, anytime I had free time to discover things,
Okay.
and to listen to music, play along, recap certain albums, certain songs, artists on the local scene. So I would say, for example, like Julie Dexter.
Right.
She had a lot of that odd time stuff.
Yeah, right.
Doing, years ago.
Yeah.
So like a lot of that stuff kind of opened up my horizons, broadened my horizons, I should say, with playing, and exploring things. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So you've been gracious enough, man, to play at the church, when and share the drum seat at the church that I'm at now, which is Riverdale United Methodist, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't thank you enough for bringing your talent
My pleasure.
there, because it's important to me. Those are some real good people. For the small church, they don't have a lot of money. We don't really do it for the money. They give us a little something, whatever. We don't really care about that.
It's not about that.
It's very low stress. It's very easy. Sam is a beautiful cat, man. Our musical director and choir director, and it's a family thing. Man. He's got his wife, his sister. There's a lot of family and a lot of African culture that's down there, which is beautiful. But you recently acquired a blue pearl drum set. I heard about this. So I went to our brother. I heard that Larry Wilson, and we got to get on the show. Larry, you might be in the chat. If you're in the chat, speak up. So I went to Larry. I was like, "Hey man, you got my drums?" He started laughing. He was like, the blue ones? I said, yeah. He said, those were yours? I said, yeah. So he said, LOL. He said, Kitten got him. I was like, oh.
Hey, man. Hey, we had to keep them in the family.
Man, I'm so glad, though. And it's crazy how that works, man, because I just had so much stuff, and I'm like, man. So I passed those on to my buddy John Charlton. Okay. So John let him go up at the new drum store, Atlanta Drum Store, I think it is. Larry got him from there. I don't know how you got. Now, how did you get him, bro? That's what I want to know.
Larry told me, he said, hey man, you got a few days before I post these. If you want them, let me know. So I hit him back. I gave it a day or so. Okay. You know what, Larry? Yeah. Those drums are they're a steal. They sound awesome. You can't get better than a maple sound, man.
Maple Pearls.
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
as soon as they started, I heard, I was like, damn, I shouldn't have let those go.
Right.
You know,
Hey, man, whenever you want to borrow, we can. That's still in the family, man. Come on.
I'm so happy that they're still in the family,
Right.
and because it would really pain my heart, man, if it was somewhere else, man.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm glad you got them, dude. Couldn't have gone to a better cat. And you know, just take good care of them, man.
Yeah,
And but if you move off of them, let them come back home, brother.
We'll find a.
Let them
come back home.
Let them come back home. Let them come back home. Let them come back home.
Gotcha.
Hey, man. Let them let you go enjoy the show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, man, for blessing us. And we'll catch up with you soon, man. Kent Bostic, y'all. Kent Bostic, great drummer. Great drummer, great cat. Really interesting guy. Has, again, the whole thing of being able to write your own ticket, man. Where you can say no to anything that you don't want to do because you're working another job, you're doing, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. People, I think, have a tendency to sort of relish full-time musicians because you're like, oh, you can do music full-time, you can do it all the time, you can do whatever you want. That comes with its own pitfalls as well. You know, you have a lot of time on your hands. You know, you can only practice so much, right? You can only do things so much. So, you know, it's a kind of a double-edged sword sometimes with that. Now, of course, if you have a 40-hour a week, you know, job, where do you find the time and the energy to do anything, right? That's a whole nother challenge. So, you know, Kit has worked, you know, he's always had sort of, you know, something else that he's done. But he was able to fall in with the right people at the right time who were only about the creativity. And that benefited him to really be able to come up with the style that's on his own. I don't even know how to describe it. He's got a lot of Afrobeat in him. He's got a lot of He's got a lot of you know, some jazz. I would say not necessarily straight ahead jazz, but he has some jazz vocabulary that he's worked up, that he's worked into it, and he can swing a little bit too. Don't get that twisted, but I wouldn't call him a full-time, you know, swing musician. But he's got a great touch. He's got chops. He's got creativity, and he's sort of been able to kind of do it his way and not be affected by. Plus, he came in at a time where he was hanging out a lot. He was hanging out, you know, at all the gigs where all the players were. So that made a huge difference as well, you know, and just his spirit, and also, like I keep saying, I'm gonna keep going back to his creativity. So I think it can be done either way, but it's probably a little bit tricky. So, you know, I don't know what people's opinions are about that. Having a day job and then doing music on the side, or being full-time musician and you know, and navigating things that way. I think it's easier to come up with your own style and your own voice and your own ideas when you're not in it all the time, and especially if you're involved with the right people. So let's see who else I can go and grab right quick. Let me see who else is out there. I'll be right back. Well, I didn't see anybody in the at least where I could get to. I can pull back here right now. So just wait for a hot minute. I saw there's a couple people, but they're way up front, and I couldn't really. I didn't really want to walk through everybody to kind of get to them. There's not a ton of people here, but there's a decent amount of people. So, and they're kind of in a little bit of a quiet number right now. So, I didn't want to disrupt. I didn't want to disrupt that. I was just saying that there's some people up in the front that I kind of wanted, but they're like in such a like kind of like a quiet thing that I didn't want to like interrupt everybody. So it's just me and you, B. Just me and you. Let's see. Is your mic? Your mic's not on, right? There's Brian again. Turn the mic. Well, come over here. Talk to the people.
Different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you're looking
at right there. It's amazing how different. It's amazing how different the cameras look.
We got to figure out how to get that auxiliary camera going, though. Because even from when I was trying to do it, I couldn't figure out how to. I thought I had them muted, but I think the mic on the webcam was. I don't even know if you can turn that off. Oh, you know what? Probably should have gone in settings.
We are a work in progress.
Yes, we are. But probably should have gone in settings, and I think it was picking up.
I'll be real interested to hear what this sound is like. When
I mean, we
sound good here,
but it seems to be it's canceling everything out, right? I don't know. Again, we're right by the restroom.
We were able to do something.
Huh?
I'm just glad we were able to do something.
Do something, man.
Because it didn't work upstairs where we thought we were going to do it.
Would you stop bringing that up? I don't even want to think about that anymore. Good Lord. Yeah, they had us. We were going to do it from upstairs. I don't think Tyrone really looked up. I mean, I think he probably.
It would not.
Maybe, but also what he thought was maybe they were going to clear it. They were going to kind of clear it out or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Bad decision.
They did.
And I was not sitting on that couch, bro.
But hey, shout out to the Red Light Cafe.
Absolutely. For letting us
Yes.
have this. Thank you for correcting me there. Getting me off this. Sigwell.
The
Here he
music
comes.
sounds great.
He's in the back row. Yeah, you in the way back row, bro. Way back.
If you're in the Atlanta area, you should come here.
Well, I don't think they're going to play for much longer. I think they're only going to play for an hour.
Well, if you live close, they'd come.
Yeah, if you live in Amsterdam Circle, is that what this is? It Amsterdam Circle?
Then you're close enough.
So, but afterwards, they're going to be a plethora of people coming through, and sitting and talking. So we're just kind of holding it down until that happens. So, anything else? We shouted out all the shows. I don't think there's anything else to
Shouted out the distillery.
Margaret. Oh, geez. My algebra teacher is here. Yes.
Come on. Got me in front of the camera.
Oh boy, look out, because Margaret is here. Mrs. Greenwald is here, from what which is my high school math teacher. She's in the chat.
Awesome.
Or so he says. I don't know. I can't see anybody. So I can't tell who's here, who's not here. But we got to figure this junk out right here. 0, 0. It's like there's nobody like that.
Huh.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Mrs. Greenwald. This is my high school math teacher. Is in the chat. We're a close-knit community where I'm from. What can I tell you, man?
You are right about that, Brad.
So, hello, Mrs. Greenwald. So beautiful to see you in the chat. Thank you for coming in. It's only Sigwell would call her by her first name, right? You see what I'm up against, man? We're all just one big happy community. And thank you for your recommendation to the camp in Michigan, the music camp. It didn't work out, but we did chat, and but it didn't work out for this year. So, but thank you so much for that recommendation. I really appreciate that. So let's see who else is here. She says, "Okay, it's okay. You can call me Margaret." I guess I'm of age now, but that still sounds a little weird. But if you say it's okay, I will call you Margaret. As our friend Andy Sigwell has already taken the liberty to do. Yeah, I understand. I know it's. I hear that it's beautiful in that part of Michigan. And like I said, it just didn't work out this time. So, but we did connect. Really great guy, and hopefully sometime in the future that will that'll happen and that'll work out. So, all righty. Well, we're holding tight. They're going to play, I think, for a little while longer. And then we're going to have some other guests that are going to come on and hang out. And talk and tell their stories. So, welcome to the first live on location episode of Local Musicians XP. I'm sitting on a couch that is much better than the one that was upstairs, but a little, not a lot of support. So, but we're getting through it. So here comes all my high school people in the chat. What's up, Gina? How you doing? And I gotta actually, Miss Linda, if you're still in the chat, where were you last night? You didn't show up at the session last night. Where were you? Where was you? Long day, man. Oh, my sister Jeanette is asking me, where am I? Well, we are on location at the Red Light Cafe in Midtown Atlanta. For, you have the band or the pop-up for that? For my friend Robert Boone, who's a fellow drummer. It's his birthday celebration. And we are live on location. We had no idea how this is going to turn out. We're just going for it, seeing how it works. The music feed, if you want to check that out, is I believe it's posted in the chat. If not, I think Brian can throw that up again. There's a live feed on YouTube. If you want to see and hear the music, we can't have a camera because the audio is coming through the camera when we try to put it into the show, and it's conflicting with our talking sound. So, but if you go to Red Light Cafe or go to this link here on YouTube, Red Light Cafe, you can see the stage and you can hear the music from there. So I thought I saw Brandon, Robert's brother, Brandon Boone. I'm gonna go look for him real quick. After the show, after they quit playing, we're gonna have a lot more traffic coming in with people talking. And we're gonna get some more special guests here. But I think I saw Brandon. I thought I did. I was gonna bring him back here to talk. See what he's up to. He plays with Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks. Tedeschi Trucks Band. So I'm going to go look for him and see where he is. Sit tight. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And like I said, more special guests coming up a little bit later after they finish performing, which should be fairly soon. So hang tight. Yeah. Someone's in that one? Someone's in that one. So maybe you come over and chat. All right. So you got to speak up. Look in that. You see that green light? You're gonna look there.
My glass is gonna be too clear.
Okay. So we have Kai Martin.
Am I looking?
You're gonna look at that green light right there. We're gonna chat for just a second.
Okay.
She was back here trying to take care of some business,
Yeah.
but I pulled her off. The doors were locked, so I'm just gonna get her
good.
for a quick second. So, how are you doing, vocalist extraordinaire Kai Martin?
You're too kind.
What are you up to these days?
Wow. Well, you know what? I am busy doing life, but I'm revisiting some house songs that released several years ago that are kind of come back. So I'm looking into that and doing some live stuff, hopefully acoustic stuff pretty soon.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. I'm thinking we last performed with Kari, probably back. I can't remember what.
Was it Venkman's maybe? No.
Venkman's? Was it like a Prince? Was it the Prince thing
It
or?
wasn't Prince. I didn't do that one. I love that one. Oh my gosh, I think it was the Lil Louis. Did you do that one? No, I don't remember. I have no idea.
Can't remember, man.
Venkman's
All
is
of
gone
those-
now, but
Venkman's is gone,
unfortunately.
and all of those like
I know. It's like I don't know. I don't remember.
all those tribute, like they all ran together at
They
some
did.
point.
They really
man.
did.
I don't
'Cause
even
I know a lot of them were at City Winery, but
Yeah,
who knows?
man. So, but that's the last time we performed. But you're doing house music. You're doing some, and you're doing some other things.
Yeah,
So,
I've been doing the house off and on for about I don't know, 20 years.
where are you from?
I'm from upstate New York originally.
Okay.
The exciting capital.
Okay.
But I've been in Atlanta almost 20 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking we probably met back in the Apache day. Probably like Apache, or were you hanging out at Apache?
I actually, so I went to Spelman and I left and came back. So I think I missed like the heyday of that. But we
Okay.
connected probably through Curry, I'm guessing.
Okay.
And, you know.
Right.
got some of those
Yeah,
shows.
maybe like I'm trying to think of where some of the shows were back before, because even before
I know,
Venkman,
I think too. There were so many venues, right? Gosh, we're aging ourselves. So our memory.
man,
Because
unbelievable.
I'm like, I'm picturing them, but I cannot think of the names. But there were
Right.
several. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Venkman's. And yeah, 595 North was way back. I don't know if you ever did anything there.
What's where?
595 North. You remember that venue?
Wow.
That was a long time ago. I actually liked
Wow.
that place.
That was a
long
cool
time ago.
spot,
It was
man.
a cool spot, right?
Man, I totally forgot about that place.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many.
Yeah.
But there's so many. I need more of that stuff. I do. This place is great. Actually, I haven't been here in a while, so
Right.
I like this spot too. Red
Yeah.
Light Cafe.
Red light. Yeah.
Come back and do some stuff here.
Absolutely.
But no.
Well, I don't want to keep. I know you had to keep coming back to take care
I
of
was on
some,
my way to the bathroom, but
you
you know,
taking-
luckily I didn't go too bad. But yeah, my birthday's tomorrow, by the way.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
happy early
Thank
birthday.
you so much.
Yes,
It's not
yes,
birthday
yes.
Eve, but it's good to see
Absolutely. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you take care of your business.
you.
Enjoy the show.
All right.
All right. Good to see you, Kai. Kai Martin, vocalist extraordinaire.
Thank you.
Got to pull her back for just a hot second. She's here. Got some other people coming up, and I think they're probably on their last number or two here. So should be fun. Thank you for joining us, Local Musicians XP. If you are or haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. Set your notification bell for when we drop episodes. We've got a lot of new stuff coming up. Brian is actively chopping stuff up all the time. We're dropping stuff on Instagram. So we've got new clips going on Instagram. And of course, all of our platforms. We're working on also trying to get all the podcast platforms going. We're on Spotify right now. We're having some technical difficulties with Spotify. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why they make things so hard, you know. But, you know, so we're actively posting stuff on there. But soon we'll be, wherever you listen to a podcast, we'll be there and stuff just doesn't. Trust me, it doesn't happen overnight. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of learning on the job, and we're kind of all in this together, which is cool. So we're all like trying to, we got life preservers on right now. Hopefully the life preservers will be off sooner or later. We can actually just tread water. But life was even as long as, because we've been doing the show for over a year, and I'm still just learning stuff every day and how to do things, and it's quite a process. So we thank you guys for supporting. We got some new stuff coming up, a lot of new stuff coming up. So we're going to try to do more on location things like this, and we're just winging it. It's just improvising and seeing where it goes. We really don't even know how. I mean, I'm sure that if it was inaudible, somebody would have said something. So Brad is our resident house engineer, so he'll I guess he'll let us know if stuff wasn't sounding a certain way. So hang tight. I'm gonna get some water, and I will be back in 1 second, maybe with another guest. We'll see. All right, I have more water. So right now, saxophonist Mike Walton is playing, sitting in. So hopefully we can get Mike back for an interview. Let's see if there's anything else we need to plug on up. We got anything else to plug? I don't think so. We did I don't think so. The what? Like that's a point of emphasis, right? So, I was trying to think of my interview today with George Flutis. It was there was some funny stuff going on. A lot of behind the scenes stuff, behind the scenes stories with just a lot of legendary, jazz artists. And I was trying to think of something I could share, but my mind is a blank right now. So who else is let's see. Check the chat. Let's see if we've got some new people. All right. Sounds like they're winding down. So we should be able to get some new blood back here. Yeah, so they've got one more tune to play, and then everything will kind of be freed up. So they're real quick, selfishly, I have my parents watching, so on the count of three, if we can all say hello, Mr. and Mrs. Boone. Just to say to them, 1, 2, 3. They wanted to be there, they got to work in the morning, and they were really invested. So, anyways, love you guys. Thank you for watching, and everybody else invested. And all over. Got people watching. Yeah, so they're winding down. I'm kind of just listening to Robert talk. We're going to close it out with one more song. This one's called Alive. And some cupcakes. I don't think there's enough for everyone. But as long as we get some, we fight over the next. There's a few people on stage that I knew them when they were students. So it's kind of wild to see these guys start to kind of come into their own, doing their own gigs, becoming leaders, teaching. it's really interesting. It's an interesting thing because I never looked at myself as the old dude. And I guess at some point, everybody's the old dude. I remember I was on a gig with someone I didn't even know, but he knew me, he knew about me or knew who I was or whatever that's worth. And we were talking about another musician that we both knew and had worked with. And we both had a not so great experience with this particular musician. So he was asking me because he happened to, at the time, he was wrapped up in a project with this person. I'm not sure if they had a band or if they were just doing like a solo, or not a solo, but a recording project. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm pretty sure it was a band, though. I think they had a band together. And he was asking for my advice on dealing with this person. And he prefaced the question when he asked me for my advice. He's like, he said, man, he said, you an OG. So OG, for those that don't know, it's short for, it's not old guy, but it's original gangster is where that term comes from, right? But it's used in slang a lot for, those who are older or wiser or have been around the block, right? So that was the first time I had been referred to as an OG. And I was like, really? I'm an OG? I never really saw myself in that capacity, but it didn't bother me. I took it actually as kind of as a compliment because he was asking for my advice, and I can't remember exactly what I told him. Probably run from that person, but whatever I told him. But that was the first time I've been referred to as that. So, but it's one of those things where, excuse me. After you've been around the block a couple of times, you gain a certain a certain amount of depth, I guess is what hopefully, if you paid attention. I always made a habit of trying to be around older people, older, wiser people. And I think that benefited me from, even though you're going to make a lot of mistakes when you're young, which is what youth's all about. But you want to try to, you still have to kind of go through the fire and learn on your own. But there's some things that are really, really, really good to get from someone who's been there before. And to take that advice, and run with it. So hopefully that's what we can do here, We're definitely trying to embrace the younger guys and not necessarily give them a safe space, so to speak, right? The whole safe space thing. But I guess, in a way we are, but at the same time, it can't always be about making it comfortable, because life, especially in this business, is it's really about what you do when you're uncomfortable is what matters. You know? And a lot of it is how you get along with people, how you work with other people. Your skill is important, but it's more important how you work with others, and kind of knowing what your role is, right? As a whatever instrument you're on, or whatever, So that's one thing that, but it takes a long time to kind of understand those things. When you're young, you want to show everybody how good you are. So we got the happy birthday chant or song going on right now for Robert. But yeah, you want to I think collaboration is a real important skill to have as a musician, because there can only be one leader, on stage, really. A lot of times as a side man, you're dealing with, even if depending on if you're playing with a vocalist or you're playing with, 9 times out of 10, if you're playing with a vocalist, they have a musical director. So you're kind of, your energy is there for whoever the vocalist or the leader is. But then you're actually, and that's who you're working for at the end of the day. But then you have to be able to work with the musical director and direct and listen to and take direction well and all that kind of stuff. So that's important, which means you kind of have to check your you waving at Fontaine. He ain't coming back here. He is not coming back here. Yes. So, is that who I think it is? Is that who I think it is? Am I on the podcast? Look at that green light right there, buddy. I gotta go pee. Dave Freeman, saxophonist, says need some volume on me. Okay. So, how's that, Brad? Let me know. Well, you're waiting. So we're going to bring up Dave Freeman in just a minute of the famous Yacht Rock Review.
Hello.
Okay, you going to hang for just a second?
Sure.
Because I know you got to take care of business. But you're going to jet as soon as you're going to hold it? Yeah. He's taking his moment of whatever to spend with. Just man, go do your thing and come back.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him go. Okay. All right. Like I said, we're right by the restroom, so hey, it is what it is. Because your body knows when you're by the Dave Freeman. So Dave Freeman, just to give you guys a little context, man, this cat, we've been friends, and I'm checking. I thought I saw somebody out there. But we've been friends and colleagues for years. He used to do a lot of his own gigs. And I did a bunch of stuff with him. Tyrone did a bunch of stuff with him. And then he fell into the now world famous Yacht Rock Review. And we've been trying to get some of those guys on here for a minute, but they are so busy. I mean, when I say busy, like they kind of stay gone, and then when they're home, they really kind of want to be around their families and stuff. So, and I totally understand that. But if we're going to try to pull Nick, who is the founder of Yacht Rock Review, in. But Van Freeman, yeah. So Freeman's back. All right. Did you wash your hands? All right. All right. Okay. All right. I'm just all right. You gonna let that green light up there, bro? All right, man. So what's been going on with you, man? Yacht Rock Review.
Yeah.
Brad says turn up the volume.
Oh.
So let's see. Brad, is it your hearing though? I'm wondering because it's like Brian, can you hear what's your take on the volume? Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to peek it out, so let's see what we got here. All right, let's try that. How's that? That better? Okay. All right, cool. All right. So Dave Freeman, Yacht Rock Review.
Yes, sir.
You guys stay gone, man.
Yeah, I mean it's been a kind of a slow summer so far.
Really?
Yeah, because we're on a bus tour with Train and REO Speedwagon beginning at the beginning of July.
Okay.
July 8th, and it runs all July and all August and into September. I think it's about 10 weeks long.
Okay.
Probably something like 50 dates.
Okay.
But yeah, so most of our stuff is coming in a concentrated couple of weeks.
Okay. So Brad says he still can't hear us.
Sorry, Brad.
Brian. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So I don't have. Let's see. We haven't changed anything.
So is it low or is it?
Let's see. Let me check the settings. Hang on. Yeah, it's like peeking out.
Huh.
So check 1 2 check. We're getting good signal. Is anybody else having issues hearing us? Let us know. We're just going to keep on talking. So go ahead, Dave.
Okay. So anyway, the mic is muted. It says. Does that matter?
Well, no. This is because we're
okay. So most of our stuff is coming in those 10 weeks, and then we'll kind of go back to what we were normally doing, which was about maybe 2 or 3 days a week.
Okay.
Or Thursday through Saturday.
Okay.
Kind of stuff to finish out the year.
Okay.
And hit New York, Asbury Park, Boston, Chastain, the Roxy, all our favorite spots.
Okay. And you guys, how many dates would you say you guys are doing a year now? Like
probably 125 would be the normal.
Okay.
I think this year's a little bit different because of the way the scheduling and they keep referring to the radius clause for a lot of these summer dates is keeping us from doing too much touring, especially at this point.
Right.
So
right. How are you holding up though? Like in terms of just.
I'm kind of. I'm saying kind of frustrated. I mean, we were on a kind of a retainer, so it's not totally empty, but it's less money than we're used to having by a bit. Right. But I like to play and play regularly.
Right.
And
I understand that.
Like we have 1 or 2 gigs next month. So I'm it's a lot of sharpening the sword at home and, not that much playing.
Right.
So that's kind of disappointing. But other than that,
it's been how many years, man, since, I mean, it's, you guys.
15.
Man, that's a run, man.
Yeah. So our 15th year, I think.
Yeah, we seem like we've got people falling off here.
Uh-oh.
So something's
still no sound.
Something's happening with the sound. Let's see here. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. If there's some, well, there's a So let us know, because we have no way of knowing what this thing sounds like. Still no sound on your page. Okay,
we look good.
So something's going on. Something's going on. Something's going on. Something's going on. So let us maybe reboot. What do you think? Should we just reboot? To you? You know what? I'm going to make a call. Who this? It's working here.
Huh.
Must be on your end, Brad. So anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
Go.
So 15 years. Got sound on YouTube. Okay, cool. All right. So that's a good run, bro. I mean, it's you know, I don't know what else you guys have played with all of the pioneers of.
Yeah.
You played with Kenny Loggins.
Yep.
You've played with Robbie Dupree.
You got Player,
Christopher Cross.
We have not played with Christopher Cross. No.
Who else?
Elliot Lurie, Looking Glass.
Okay.
Hey, Walter Egan.
Okay.
Who else we got in there? You're the Cat.
Al Stewart. So those of you that don't know what yacht rock is a genre of music from, I would say, the mid to late 70s, a little bit of early 80s. Oh, look at that! Where the cupcake coming from?
Space.
Nah, man. You know I'm on that. I'm on that straight and narrow, dude. Then I can't have no ice cream when I get home if I eat that. But yacht rock would be, I mean, Hall & Oates falls into some yacht rock.
Oh, we played with John Oates.
I'm trying to think of like famous Ambrosia.
Yeah, we played with those guys.
Player, Baby Come Back.
Yeah.
Let's see, Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it was on my end. Sound was off on Facebook. Now it's on. Surprise, surprise, Brad. All right, so but all of those people sort of fall into yacht rock, and which is I love that stuff. And you guys have really sort of been able to. You guys were the original ones doing that. I mean, like in terms of a cover band, you weren't really a part of. Yeah, you weren't a part of the. Let's get the band back together and go, whatever. It was just like, hey, we love this music. We're gonna, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Yeah.
I
think it kind of started sort of as a joke, and then it sort of became our jobs.
Right.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, man. So all right, enough about that, man. So Dave Freeman, jazz musician, tenor sax player extraordinaire. What's next for you, man? I know you writing some stuff. You got a bunch of tunes.
What
do you think you're gonna do for the next phase of whatever it is that you want to do?
I don't really know, because I don't know where to put it anymore as far as playing venues gets harder all the time.
Right.
So I do write some stuff occasionally and put it on internet, put it on YouTube, social media.
Right.
But beyond that, I kind of don't know where to play it right now live. So
yeah, man. I
mean, the end of it.
And especially the stuff, because like when we played a lot together, you had me, Tyra, a lot of us on your gigs that were just playing. And we had, private gigs where we were doing stuff at the park, at Piedmont Park outside, or, and you were kind of connected into all of that stuff. It's different, man. It is that. I will not throw you a softball.
Yeah, I mean, the scene has kind of evolved or changed, whatever.
Absolutely.
And so, right now it's kind of, I don't know.
It's
in flux that way, that there's not a lot of spaces for original music, especially instrumental stuff like that.
Right.
So just kind of just keep busy and wait for
Absolutely.
the opportunity to turn up.
Right.
I'm ready.
Right. Well, man, you're a great player. You're a great cat.
Thanks, likewise.
And we've known each other for many years,
At least
man.
like 25 years.
Absolutely, man. And so it'll all come back. It'll all work out.
That's right.
And I wish you the best of luck, man. Whatever you got going on, brother.
Man. Appreciate it. Love you.
Love you too, man. Thanks
All
for
right.
coming on, bro.
Let that guy come in.
All right.
Cupcake.
Oh, Young Lion. I'm gonna let you come on in. You come on. Whatever. I'm gonna go out and grab somebody else.
You get the hot seat, baby.
Okay.
All right, just finished the world tour right here.
Yeah.
So we got a young cat here. Now I'm sitting in the Chris Burroughs seat, so don't get the names confused. And that's not Tyrone Jackson right there. But maybe it's a young Tyrone Jackson, a protege of sorts. So you took lessons from me. You took lessons from me, Blake. And you're an upcoming cat on the scene. What is it like navigating as a young guy? Like, is there like a lot of hate from older guys, or is this something you want to do and you're pursuing it, or how's it working?
Yeah, I think it's something I really want to do. I once I first heard jazz a couple of years ago, I just knew that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Well, most people don't know that you're a classical player too. So
yeah, I was a classical player first, and I really enjoyed it. But I heard jazz, and I just kind of immediately switched over. But I think being a young person on the scene is very interesting because most people on the scene know each other from years of experience and playing together and showing up to these sessions like that.
Right.
And so when I first came to these sessions at Red Light or Napoleon's or Venkman's, I would expect people to remember who I was. And no one remembered who I was after the first, 5-10 times.
You introduce yourself all over again, right? You're like,
Yeah.
I just met you.
Yeah. And so, I've come to realize that you have to be consistent. You have to be playing well too. You have to be playing well. You have to be consistent and just doing everything you can to make yourself known.
What is something that you know now that you didn't know when you first started coming to the jam sessions, started hanging out?
Let's see. One thing I definitely learned was to write down the songs that were played.
Right.
So many times I would hear different songs and just go, "Oh, that's cool," and never think about it for the next 3 years. And 3 years later, I'm like, "Why didn't I learn that song?"
Right. Exactly.
That was it was like Stella by Starlight or something. I should have learned that.
And so, do you know Stella by Starlight now?
Yeah, I know it now, and I know a lot of songs now. But what helps me figure out what I gotta learn next is coming out to these sessions and hearing what people are doing.
Right. So, as a student, what's the hardest thing about? I mean, this music was done back in way before you were born, way before I was born. This music was originated and perpetuated as well. But now, it's not popular music. So, how do you do it and still stay current with popular things? Like, how do you do that?
Well, I think you got to understand that pop music is almost a continuation of jazz music.
Okay.
And that makes it really cool because you can infuse all the stuff you know about jazz music into modern music. But you also have to learn everything before that.
Right.
I'm trying to learn a lot of stuff from bebop and, even before, working on New Orleans music and Jelly Roll. So that it can inform my playing, not only when I go back to bebop or hard bop or post bop or whatever, but if I'm going to play something modern,
Right. Modern, what does that entail? Playing something modern? What is modern now?
Well, I mean, I guess modern is just kind of, Actually, what I kind of think of modern is something you just have never heard.
Okay.
So I'm studying with Marcus Roberts right now, and one thing he always says is, if you've never heard it before, it's modern to your ear.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
And so,
but the terminology modern we're thinking now is like, is there keyboard sounds you got to be aware of? Is there anybody doing like mixed meter stuff? Is that common stuff now? Is there?
yeah, I'd say it's pretty common.
Okay.
You know, I think one of my favorite musicians, Patrick Bartley, he
Okay.
talks about how jazz music gets harder with every generation because you
Wow.
have to learn the generation before that
Yeah.
on top of everything they learn.
That's a good point.
So, you know, you had to learn everything beforehand,
Yeah.
and now I got to learn what you're doing.
right. That's cool, man. So how old are you, boy?
I'm 19.
19, man.
Yeah.
Future's looking bright, you guys. So, man, give it up for Blake Dwelly. Be looking for him. He's out at FSU. You're in town for a little bit. So hopefully you're going to do some gigs. You know, let us know.
Yeah.
Come on the show, man. We're we got a question for you. Blake, do you write any jazz music?
Not stuff that I'm proud of yet, but yes, I do write some jazz music. Yeah.
Do you write any other music? Because you have your hands in you can sight read choral music and stuff. You had your hands in plays and stuff like that. Do you write any classical music or type pieces like that?
I'm right. You know, I'm starting to get onto like writing classical music because I think it's really fun. It's like a really hard challenge.
Okay.
Writing something that you can't change, almost.
Right. That's exactly right.
Um,
Can you talk about the differences while we're at it between classical and jazz for a piano player? Because you mentioned writing something that you can't change. And I think that in jazz music, we're always looking to change something. So what is you playing both, having lessons from Homai and a bunch of great people and myself at the same time? Does that kind of work together or work against each other? You have to separate your brain. How do you think about that?
You know, I think at first it was something I had to really separate. You know, something really basic. Like I remember when I first started taking lessons with you.
Okay.
You would tell me to put the metronome on 2 and 4.
Right.
I had no clue how to do that. I struggled for weeks just trying to hear it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I think in a way, you have to separate the two at first so that when you understand them, they can come together. You know, I'm starting to hear things from classic pieces that I worked on in the past or working on now in my improvisation.
Wow, nice.
Or I'm hearing things that other people do when they're improvising that inform what I want to do when I play classical music.
Right.
But at first, it was like I had to separate the two and just almost have two different modes going on.
What's the percentage of your classical playing now to your jazz now?
Oh, it's 2 hours compared to my 9 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually put on a recital sometime soon.
Oh, wow.
Over the summer. So I'll let you know when that's
yeah,
coming.
definitely. Hey, so you are now taking from a legend, Marcus Roberts, incredible piano player. And I don't think he's for everybody. He could be a little bit rigid if you don't think about it. You know, if you think about it, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah.
You just got to think what he says at face value and then enact those things. But can you talk about a little bit, maybe about the genius of Marcus Roberts and what is his teaching style like?
Well, I think, what makes Marcus so great is kind of everything I've been looking for, because he started off as a classical pianist as well. He went to Florida State for classical piano.
Oh, wow.
And he almost kind of did both completely separately at the same time before there was a jazz program there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear in everything he does, everything is informed by everything he does with the piano. I mean, he'll play, let's say, for example, Rhapsody in Blue.
Yeah.
And he'll inform stuff from Monk. He'll inform stuff from Jelly Roll, McCoy, whatever. He'll put it in there and it makes sense.
Right.
And he'll do the opposite too. You'll hear him play something with Wynton Marsalis and he'll put in some Jelly Roll, put in some Chopin, something like that.
Right,
you can't. It's almost like too much to imagine.
Right.
And his teaching style is very intense. Just very intense. I was just telling someone my first lesson I had with him, he gave me 5 albums. He said, I need you to transcribe all the songs, all the parts.
Wow.
So
Bass part, drum
and drum part, and be able to play the drum part too.
What?
Yeah.
How much time do you have in a day? Wait, how much time does he have in a day?
Well, he's like, I don't practice, but I can do it. Apparently,
Oh,
he's a
wow.
great drummer.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
For those of you who don't know, Marcus is blind
Yeah.
too. So that's even more incredible that he can navigate on the piano, do those things.
Yeah, it's ridiculous everything he can do.
You have a question in the chat. It says, Blake, do you have a favorite classical composer?
Yeah, I think my favorite classical composer is a little less known. His name is Scriabin.
Okay.
Because he kind of takes everything Debussy and Chopin, all those like romantic composers were doing, and pushes it almost a little bit more modern.
Right.
And you can hear it from the very beginning. Like his first pieces sounded like Chopin clones, and then he doesn't do like atonal stuff, but you can hear something there that doesn't fit with the rest until it completely evolves. I think that's something I really like from all kinds of artists. You know, that's why I love Coltrane. That's why I love Miles. Is that they're always growing. You know, and that's something that I love about Scriabin.
I like Scriabin a little bit. So my teacher loved started with the Baroque period.
Yeah.
Any Bach, which I found out that Bach wasn't really popular, and his Dave Vivaldi was the guy, you know. And then Mendelssohn, after he would warm up doing Bach inventions and stuff, people got really accustomed to Bach and the genius of Bach. And then I tend to gravitate towards Chopin, and I used to like Everett Grieg, Norwegian pianist.
Yeah.
Grieg was good, and there we go. Okay, look at that. Got Scriabin. Hey, man, you kind of look, but let's see here. No, you don't look like Scriabin. I was about to say.
I don't have that mustache.
You don't have the mustache or the beard, goatee. Yeah, so I didn't gravitate towards Scriabin that much, but now, after hearing you talk about him, I have to look him up some more, man. So, that's good. So, any parting words before you leave?
I don't think so.
You want to encourage some other next generation?
The next generation? Just keep practicing, you know, just be consistent.
Okay.
And find other people. That's the big thing.
Oh, find other people to play with, talk to? Okay.
To play with, talk with, learn from. You know, that was the big thing with Marcus, actually.
Okay.
It's not me that he teaches, technically. He has a group of us that he'll teach at the same time. And we have to, he'll play something and go, okay, figure that out. And then we all have to sit there and figure it out.
Cool. Good stuff.
So, yeah, find people and be consistent.
Beautiful. Well, wise words from such a young man. So, hey, man, we look forward to your journey and what you're doing musically. Come back and see us. We got an open door for you. Enjoy your summer here while you're here. And when you go back to Tallahassee, tell Leon I say what's up, and Rodney and all those cats.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come down and visit you. So if you do that recital, let me know. I'm going to come down, man, for sure. All right, Blake, take it easy, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you. So that was a young man coming in, checking out the scene, and being part of the scene, man. So we're glad that he came by, stopped by, checked out the music and stuff. Man, it's so hard to kind of just play a whole set, put yourself out there, man. Try to remember the names of the songs, especially if it's somebody else's set, you know. So, what do you guys think? Is this something that you find is difficult after a gig or after you finish performing? Do you have energy, no energy, or you spin it all? I don't know. Some people get wired up. Some people just like, wow, I need to go home and sit down, relax, or what have you. So let me know in the chat what you guys think about after you have a performance, all my musician friends out there. So, a little backstory about Robert Boone. He came to Kennesaw State, and he was a percussion major. We didn't have a jazz degree at the time, and I was brought in by the chair of the department. They're cheering for me. Wonderful. So I guess that's the birthday celebration. Oh, here we go. Stevie Wonder, happy birthday. But anyway, so he came in, precocious young man, and more of a classical student, right? So we had enough interest to get a jazz program, and Sam Skelton said, if this is something you guys want to do, we can have a jazz program. I was brought in. Trey Wright, guitarist, was already there. And we were the first iteration of the jazz staff was myself, Sam Skelton, and Trey Wright. I should say it in order. Sam Skelton, Trey Wright, and then myself I was in. But Robert Boone's class, him, Khaleesi, Noah, I'm missing some names, Chris Otts, Luke Weatherington, a bunch of other people were there. They started off our first class at Kennesaw to have a degree. So, well, we were happy to have them, and he went to work right afterwards, right, and brought in more people, and his brother joined in, and then next thing you know, we had a full-fledged degree program. So, in many ways, those cats are our success stories. His brother's going on to play with Susan Tedeschi and Derek Truck's band. And Mike DeSouza is with. Oh, we got a special guest. Come on in. Come take a seat. Oh, you can go right here. Look right here. You got your own spot.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, there you go.
Man.
So,
looks like
I'm looking at
amazing.
You. Thank you, brother. Okay, let's look into the camera because when I look at you, nobody will get us there. There you go.
Okay.
Even though you're not Tyrone Jackson, but yeah, we got you. So, what were you going to say? You saw the set. What you think about it?
Oh,
we got him in, bro.
Let's go.
So what'd you think about the set, man? Especially
you talking to me, even though we're not.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The set was incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, it was amazing. What set you talking about? The set here tonight, Robert Boone Jr.
Oh. So Paul is a great guitar player. No, wait. Tell us about yourself. So yeah. Who are you? What do you do?
Paul Fisher, guitar. Originally from Philly.
Oh, Philly. Okay.
Here in Atlanta now. Blessed to be able to play with Tyrone and Chris sometime.
Yeah, we just had a couple of gigs, right? So we got a little tour going.
That's right.
And we might have some recording going on as well. So be on the lookout for it. So hey, Paul Fisher, give him a look. You're going to be at the distillery of Mount North, right?
This Thursday.
This Thursday.
Matt Kaminsky, organ.
Beautiful.
Ben Johnson, drums.
Oh, Benjamin Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's here tonight?
Yeah.
Ben's here. Great. So we got another person coming. I'm going to slide on out. Paul, thank you, brother. Good to see you. Oh. Get Larry. Come on. Well, I'm going to say this cat right here. Just take a seat and look at that camera.
All right. I'm in here. What's going on?
What's happening? Oh, okay, Gucci.
I'm trying to be like Tyrone, man.
Why?
Salt and pepper and everything. I'm gonna get some.
You got to earn this, bro.
I'm gonna get some grades.
You got to earn this. You on the way though. You on the way to earn them, bro. So this is Larry Wilson, you guys. Where do I even start? All right. So most people know him as a drummer. Most people know him as an organist. Some people know him as an MD. Some people know him as a recording engineer. Oh man, I am not Larry Wilson. Please. Some people know some people know him as a producer extraordinaire. I mean, the list goes. A composer, arranger. I got to tell a story though in a second, but
I feel like I'm on Shannon Sharp right now. I'm getting the best introduction in the world.
Pioneer, got it on that, and curator and arranger for his own big band called the Black and Gold Orchestra. And you guys, did y'all just have a performance at in Gainesville, right?
Well, we almost did, but we got rained out, so it got rescheduled so we'll be back in Gainesville on June 29th.
Oh, coming up. Okay, June 29th. So without further ado, Larry Wilson, you guys. Larry, originally you went to Florida State, or no, you were in Florida, right? We went to Florida State. Okay,
Florida State.
That's right. And you migrated up here to Atlanta.
Yeah.
What is the scene like up here in Atlanta?
Man, Atlanta is such an amazing city. I've been living here for 6 years, and I have still not yet gotten through the entire scene of talent in the different diasporas. You know, there's jazz, there's gospel, there's R&B, there's pop, there's rock, there's, you know, recording, there's TV and film. There's so much going on in Atlanta, so much talent. And, you know, you could be here for years and still be meeting new people. There's people leaving, there's people moving here. There's people just doing such great things. And, you know, such an inspiring city, like much like New York or LA, major market stuff going on here.
Your wife is in film too, so she does film directing and stuff. Is that so much of the same? How do you guys balance that situation? Like y'all both are kind of like in the same field, creatives, you know, doing all these different things. How's the balance with that and family and all that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, family is a big deal, and I think that our big thing is that we, first of all, are each other's biggest fans. She's my biggest fan. I'm her biggest fan. We have 3 children together, so you know we just always see each other as a team, and you know one person's success is everybody's success. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
y'all both like the chocolate rolls too, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that at a later date. I still have not forgiven Tyrone for trying to. He tried to make my wife his concubine with his robes.
I made you play it. I didn't want to play it.
That's fine. So I still want it though. You still should give it to me.
If anytime you want it, bro. Anything. You lent me so much equipment. I think I owe you a bunch right now.
Man, stop.
So what do you identify as a musician? I mean, that's hard to ask you that. But what do you identify as? Because most people know you as a drummer. I know you as a drummer. And then when I was blessed to be called to be part of your project. You could have called any keyboard player.
Man,
you called me.
That's such a great story.
Yes.
So I got a real quick.
Go ahead, tell the story.
My first gig with Tyrone, I don't think I was in. I had not been in Atlanta for like 2 months, so I wasn't really prepared for Atlanta's traffic. I was not. Anybody that lives in Atlanta for longer than 5 minutes, you know what I'm talking about. Atlanta's traffic is just something else. Anyway, so my first gig with Tyrone, I walk on the gig. It's maybe 5 minutes before downbeat or something like that. He's like, "Hey, say, bro, you know, if you're gonna be on my gig, you got to be on time."
Wait, I didn't say that until after I heard you play. I wasn't gonna waste the words. And the first thing I say, "Hey, man, you're killing drummer, bro. But if you're gonna be on my gig, you got to be on time. I don't care how good you are."
These are true words.
Yeah,
these are true words. But within that one gig, I said, "This is one of my favorite piano players I've ever heard in my life." Tyrone just makes you play, and Tyrone plays the piano like it's a drum. He's so rhythmically sophisticated, if you will, that it really brings, as a drummer, it makes you even more creative and more spontaneous and brave with what you're going to play because he's kind of pulling it out of you. So I wanted to have that on my record. So like within the first gig, I was like, I got to have you on my record.
Yeah, and when he called me for the record, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know he was a keyboard player as well. So we're in the studio, and I'm playing my part. I had chatted on the stuff. He's just setting up his drum set, whatever, and tweaking it, whatever. He says, "You know, you got to play that left hand part." I said, "Left hand part?" I look at the chart. It's this involved thing. So I'm like saying to myself, "Man, this cat don't know anything about playing for a piano, writing for a piano player." So I'm like, "Man, the bass player is playing that left hand part. Why do I need to do it?" He comes up from the from the drums and starts playing it, right? And I'm like, "Who the heck? Who is this guy?" I was like, "I gotta play it now. If he can do it."
That's right, challenge.
But he's a very accomplished piano player and arranger. Matter of fact, I don't know if he remembers, but I heard that he played organ at a church, and I went to go check him out one day. Me and my wife came. It was just him and the drummer, and it sounded like a whole orchestra. It was crazy. And I said to myself, poor drummer, because he's an amazing drummer too. So that if the drummer plays something wrong, he should call him out. But he was real gracious. I didn't hear him call him out or anything, but it sounded like a whole orchestra that cat was playing. So do you identify more as a drummer right now, or piano player, a singer, or what?
Well, Tyrone,
producer? What?
It is 2024.
Okay.
I consider myself music fluid.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
No, I mean,
that's pretty good.
Well, my uncle who was, you know, basically my mentor.
Right.
You know, he basically taught me that what you are is a musician.
Right.
Just like you can be a soldier, and you may have different weapons that you use. You may have a sidearm, you may have an automatic, you may have some grenades, you might have, you know, a rocket launcher or something like. But at the end of the day, you're a soldier, and you just choose a weapon and you use that weapon.
But there's percentages though. Like as musicians, we wear hats, right?
Yeah.
But there's percentages of like, you know, I'm a teacher, so at one time I was like 50% teaching, 50% gigging.
Right on.
Then I was like 20% teaching and gigging. So what percentage of you are you what you are?
It's hard to say. I mean, I guess in my heart, I'm a drummer.
Okay.
My heart of hearts, I'm a drummer. That's how I grew. I started playing drums when I was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I've always been a drummer, even when, you know, because sometimes work vacillates. Sometimes you're playing more of one instrument. When you're a multi-instrumentalist, sometimes you play more of one instrument than you do the other.
Right.
And, you know, it goes in waves. So that happens, and you can tell how much more of each instrument you're playing by going to play the other instrument. So if I'm playing so much keys and I go and play drums, I'm like, oh, I'm rusty, I got to go shed. You know?
Right.
But in my heart, I guess, of hearts, I'm a drummer. But I love doing everything that I do equally. I love playing drums. I love playing keys. I love engineering and recording. I love singing. Anything that allows me to be a part of the musical conversation, I love it.
You are one of the only cats that I know. First of all, you have an amazing disposition for being a music director. You're very humble, but yet you still know what you want to accomplish, and the way you deliver it is really cool. You know, people might not know that there's times where I'm an MD and you're on a gig, and nobody would tell that you're, you know, a side man. And there's times when you're the MD and nobody would tell that you're the MD because you just have that same willingness and attitude to do that. Is that hard? Is that just is that you, or how'd you develop those skills?
Yeah, it's me, but it's also perspective. I think that I'm Tyrone Jackson, by the way.
But yeah, you got the better situation than I do.
That's so crazy. But I think in order to be an effective leader, you do have to be able to turn around and follow. Right. Otherwise, you're just somebody that likes to be in charge, which is not necessarily a leader.
Right.
You know,
right.
Because I lead, I know how important it is to have people who are going to have your back and follow you and pull their weight and do their part. So I try to be that when I'm in positions that I'm not leading. That's number one. Number two, I'm so grateful to not be in charge sometimes. Right. I'm just like, oh man, all I got to do is show up and play.
Dude, that is the biggest thing.
I don't have to think about the artists. I don't have to think about the promoters. I don't have to think about
my part only.
I can think about my part only.
Right.
Man, it's vacation. You know?
Is it hard to do that? Because for me, it has been. I'm learning to not solve problems. You know, when I'm not the problem solver.
Right. It does become hard when problems arise, not to jump into the driver's seat and try to right the ship, as they say.
I've seen you go fix an entire sound system before, and that wasn't even your thing.
I know.
Yeah, I've seen you do that.
Yeah, so I do share your sentiment on that. Sometimes it is difficult,
right?
When you are ambidextrous and you can do so many things, to just stick to your lane and not, and then you turn around if you have a big heart, if you're giving, if you're generous, and you just want to see everybody, you want to see everything well. That also makes you want to, go above and beyond your role and to, fill different shoes that you're not necessarily assigned to fill in that moment. But, it's really just you got to be able to just breathe, take a step back and say, okay, the person who's supposed to be doing this is supposed to be doing this. Now, if they come and ask me, then sure, I'm going to help out wherever I can. But if not, just let people, be in their lane and do what they're supposed to do.
Now, aside from all of that, you also run a super successful jam session on Monday nights, starting at 10:30, is it? Or 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. 10 ATL at 10 o'clock.
10 ATL.
Just saw some pictures. The great Robert Glasper came through. His band came through.
Dang, man.
And man, this jam session, it's you can't describe it. It's indescribable because it's just really, really hip. It's a hip area of town. If you don't know about it, it feels like a speakeasy type vibe. You got to know to be there, right?
For sure.
Talk about that a little bit. What goes into that, and how has it been so successful?
So we've been doing it for 5 years.
I can't believe it's been that long.
It has, man. It has been 5 years that we've been doing that session. And we've had some of everybody come through there. You know, Robert Glasper was just there this week. A few weeks before that, we had Sput, Robert C. Wright, and Ghost Note, and their crew came through and hung out. We've had some of everybody. Stanley Randolph has come through there. Snarky Puppy has come through. I mean, so many people. Actors, singers, musicians, people from all over the world. When they come to Atlanta, they come through. If they're there on a Monday, they come through and hang out. We owe a lot of that to some of the generals in the city that recommend, like Lil John Roberts is one of the ones that responsible for a lot of the cats that come through there, celebrities, if you will. It's like they'll call John, like, John, where should we go? Like, go check out 10. And so we owe a lot to cats like Lil John, who recommend our session to, their homies that come in town, for work.
Shout out to Lil John too, because he started off with the straight ahead jazz. A lot of people don't know that he played with Quentin and stuff, but he always keeps his stuff sharp. He always comes out to jazz sessions, check out no matter what he's doing, to stay on the scene, man. So it's really cool that he continues to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of those. He's a master, in my opinion. He's a real master of the drum set.
Yeah,
because he studies all of it. It don't matter what genre, what feel, different instruments like percussion. Like he really dives into all of it. So he's one of the masters.
Now talk about your group, your lineup, the house trio.
Yeah, the house band is amazing. And I was gonna say that's another one of the things that's made the jam session what it is the house band. Myself on drums, the great Kenny Banks Jr. on piano. Who's one of those?
Push that heat on you, bro.
He's
one
of those.
That heat is on you.
Cats. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
I love it though. If you're not saying up, and Joel Powell's on bass.
Joel Powell plays bass. Joel and Tommy Sauter.
Right.
They switch off and on, and sometimes we even have Justin Raines come through. Who's a world-renowned bassist as well. So the house band is always incredible, and the vibe that we create there. It's genuine, it's unique, because we can go anywhere. We'll straight ahead, or we'll play something with a groove, or I've even started adding electronic drums and triggers into the
nice.
Yeah, it's really been cool. So the audience, they come in expecting to see something special.
Right.
We try to deliver. Yeah.
Well, brother, tell us what's coming up, and then we're gonna let you do your thing. What do you have coming up?
So we talked about the Black Gold Orchestra, which is my big band. We're gonna do St. James Live on June 27th, and then the reschedule of the Gainesville Jazz Festival is happening on the 29th in Gainesville, Georgia. And we're really excited about that. I do have a jazz record label that I just launched last year. Kenny Banks Jr. is an artist. Michael Cruz is an artist on the label. Myself, of course, Black Gold Orchestra, we're all on the label. And a lot of things coming out there. We're getting ready to release an entire record with Kenny Banks Jr. on his arrangements. Some of the jazz standards that we normally play at 10 ATL. And it's really incredible. I'm really excited for you guys to hear that. I'm getting ready to record my next jazz album, which if I can afford Tyrone, maybe he'll play a couple songs. Yeah. A lot of shirts and Kango hats in the budget that we have to pay for.
I'm taking them, bro. You know that.
Yeah.
You already know, bro. Man, mushroom belt.
That's right. You got to have it.
Come on.
His rider is very specific.
Oh, you know he's a comedian too. So
Don't start. Because Tyrone is definitely the comedian. I learned from Tyrone, actually.
Sometimes you the six.
We go one day. Don't start this. This is a family show, Tyrone. Family show.
But I just say some numbers, bro.
One of these days, we're gonna do an old-fashioned celebrity roast. We're gonna all wear tuxedos
wow.
and gowns, and we're gonna just
Right.
talk trash about each other for about an hour.
That sounds good. As long as Chris Burroughs is in there too.
That's right. It gotta be Chris Burroughs. I'm still waiting on my lessons from Chris Burroughs. He won't.
Right, he don't do that.
He
man.
ain't got time for me.
No,
Man.
no.
Treat me like a one of. He treat me like one of his 11 stepchildren that
He tries to entice you. Hey man, I've been working on some African stuff. You
yeah, man. Man, look, he's
Right,
such a
right.
kid. He's doing the videos.
Right,
and
right.
can't get nowhere near it, man.
Well, man, thank you for coming out, bro. Thanks for being part of the podcast and supporting
Man, this
the
is
community.
such a great podcast.
Yeah,
I try to catch it every week. You guys engage in some great discussions, and it kind of elevates us all, man, as a community. So I'm really, really grateful to be a part and grateful to know you two.
Thank you,
gentlemen.
bro. Appreciate you, man. All right, that's Larry Wilson, everybody. All right. We're going to let this man come back in over here. So, got a lot of cats. Yeah. Right.
Okay, look at that green light right there. So we are going to bring on a very good friend of ours. And, you know, I met, sorry, I got an email there. So you can look at the green light.
Uh-huh. My green light.
So I wanted to bring on a non-musician who is very connected to the music community, has been in the trenches for years, and has helped out so many musicians, from getting them gigs to loaning them money for, I don't know, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But I'm sure
Definitely loaned some money.
So this is our great friend Allie, and you know, to see where you were, I met Allie at there used to be a club called the Five Spot that was located in Little Five Points. I was working with our good friend Jonathan Lloyd. Shout out to Brother Lloyd. And she was in charge of just promotion, doing whatever she could to help the bands, to promote, to doing footwork, trying to get people in the doors. And this is what year? Like, this is like...
I mean, I'm 38, and I started it when I was 23. So it's been a minute.
I mean, and just was just around, you know. And but I want to kind of show you what happens if you just stick to things. You don't know what's coming your way. You don't know what's coming in the door. But from a street promoter, and I want you to tell people this kind of what you're doing now, and some of the things that you're working on, and all that good stuff. And you also have a great mate who's a compadre of ours, Kelly McCarty, bass player.
He's pretty
extraordinary.
Pretty talented guy.
Yeah, he's pretty talented. He likes Kansas City Chiefs, but we won't hold that against him.
I mean, like, Chiefs are in their time right now, you know? Like, I've never been a big football fan, but I love watching the Chiefs
all because
play.
of Patrick Mahomes. They got lucky. All right, let's not go there. Tell the people what you kind of doing, and tell just kind of what you were doing before and kind of where you ended up now. Just real quick overview.
Sure. I started my company as just a concert promoter, and my concert promotion company came about from being a massive local music fan and local music supporter, and I would go out to shows and see incredible talent in our community that had like 5 to 10 people in attendance at a show. And I was like, how is our community missing out on this talent? What can I do to help? What are they doing that's when they have talent of this quality that they're bringing in such a small crowd? And so I started So like the roots of my business started from that passion of just wanting to help and talking with bands, finding out like, well, what did you do to promote your show? And a lot of them would say like, I made a Facebook event and invited my friends. And hey, that's awesome. I'm sure your friends will come out to your first 5 shows.
Right.
But that can't be your entire fan base, especially if you want to grow as an artist. And so, yeah, I mean, I started as a one-woman street team and would go to every coffee shop in town and every light pole in town. And then from there, I became a talent manager and I did some tour management and I became a talent buyer. And then from there, I started music curation and stage management, production management. When a venue I was talent buying for closed, I was like, well, I'm going to lean into production and see where that takes me. And now I have a really successful production company, an event management company. I have employees and like 100 contractors that I issue 1099s to a year. It's really cool. I get to give a lot of work to a lot of musicians and a lot of people. And I did develop over my years in the industry an equal passion for the performers on stage and for the people that are not performers that love musical performance, that put in all the work but don't get the accolades. And I like being able to give all sides work. So yeah, it's great. I'm heading to, my team's already on site in Bonnaroo. I have other team wrapping up in Kentucky on Railbird Festival. We had 7 active sites this week, and I was chilling at home, which is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What's the name of your company?
Goodfoot Productions.
So it's still Goodfoot. That's
Still Goodfoot.
because that's what it was back in the day.
It is weird that I have to explain to a lot of people what the significance is now. I never thought when I named my company after a James Brown song that I would have to like explain the significance of the song.
Right.
But there's a younger generation that doesn't know who James Brown is.
They don't know.
Crazy.
They don't know.
No.
So Goodfoot. That's I thought it was, you might have changed it to something else, but I still have posters.
Me too.
From Lloyd's, from some of those shows that we did, and your little logo and everything is on there. Goodfoot Productions. So
I love that Lloyd series.
Yeah, that was we're doing like Crusader. We did a bunch of, but with the Crusaders stuff, and
yeah.
So it's really great. Where can people find you if they are interested in? Do you have a website?
We do.
Is it just social media? What's your
website is goodfootpro.com.
Okay.
Instagram is Goodfoot Productions.
Okay.
And I think Facebook is the Goodfoot. If you search first name Good, last name Foot, you'll find us.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thank you for coming over. I just wanted to. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that help musicians in more ways than one, and a lot of it is, getting people in the door to shows is so important, and a lot of that has been left up to musicians now. It's like we have to do we're not only writing music and producing music and rehearsing the band, and now you got to do all your own social media. You got to do all of that stuff. So people like Allie, it's a blessing to have lovers of music and who get it, and I just wanted to give you a shout out here.
I could tell you, if it would be helpful, some of the things that we would look for in curation.
Okay.
I mean, like if I have a client that wants me to curate music and seek out talent, I can tell you that there's some basic things they're looking for. Like one, if you're younger talent and you don't have a website, you're doing yourself absolutely no favors. There are still a lot of older generation people that don't use social media, that have the money to curate programming, and they just look for websites.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I only have Instagram. Oh, I only have this. But then you're limiting yourself to a younger generation that can book you. And there are older generations that are looking for that. And, other things are like making sure that your music showcases your range. So like if your website only has your first 3 tracks that are spotlighting only your slow tempo, you want to make sure you're whatever's on your site is the first 3 tracks are normally only what a potential client's going to listen to. So make sure it showcases multiple tempos and multiple ranges and lets them see. Having press photos mixed with live performance photos is a really big thing. It lets them see your stage presence, plus it makes you look professional, and then having some video content from your live shows. And then it sucks, but Facebook likes are a metric for a lot of talent buyers. And it's not necessarily a measure of someone's popularity in the market, which is a really frustrating thing to try to get across a lot.
Right.
But it's worth maybe paying a bot to buy some likes. Because I know it kind of stinks and it feels icky.
Man. That's deep.
It feels really icky, but I will tell you, I flat out have a metric of clients sometimes that say, hey, I don't want any bands that have less than 1,000 Facebook followers. And I'll be like, well, this band that you're looking at has, 3,000 Facebook followers, but they aren't actually that popular. And pitching that to them, it just doesn't.
Wow.
I know. It's weird, and it should be purely based on talent and merit. But it's not always when you're building a name.
Right.
Anyway,
there's a lot of competition. I guess you can look at it that way. And people, unfortunately, hear with their eyes. We're up against a lot of that, hearing with their eyes. So learning how to play the game is something, especially veterans have a problem.
Well, it's an understandable bitterness with that, right? Like, it shouldn't be necessary. I think a lot of the people that buy talent aren't necessarily connected to the industry in a deep way. So they're looking at metrics.
Interesting.
I know it stinks.
But that's real talk, and it's good to kind of have somebody on the inside who is pro musician,
very pro musician,
pro music, and has also lived it and been in the struggle, right? And knows what it's like to try to build something from the ground up. So, but they also are shooting straight with you about, these are certain things that you kind of have to do to kind of get in the mix. So I think that's really valuable information, and we'll shoot that out. It's really great.
I deeply care. I can't tell you the number of times I came out of pocket for guarantees just because I wanted to build talent I was passionate about in my market. I deeply, deeply care. And I think there's not a lot of really good, clear guidance on actually what can get you out there besides your direct network.
Right.
And not everyone can afford management.
No, that's true. So check Allie out at goodfootpro.com. Check her out on all Facebook, Instagram, everything. Send her a message, see if she can help you out. If you're looking for, even if you're just looking for some advice, some ideas or some different things. She's very busy, so no guarantees, but she's got a lot of people working for her. And sometimes you just got to hang in there and be in the mix. It's people reach out and it's, they didn't get back. Well, it's there's a lot of people.
Don't be afraid to follow up.
Exactly. Just follow up, be patient, and know that she's one of the good ones.
Hey,
so
thanks, buddy.
appreciate
You're one
you.
of the good ones.
Awesome. Thank you.
Talented and a good dude.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye, honey.
Go get your man.
Kelly, come in. Kelly. Yep.
So,
hot seat.
Since we just had Allie on. This is her better half.
I think she's the better half.
The Mr. Kelly McCarty, bass player, good overall dude, except he likes the Kansas City Chiefs. But
hey, born and raised, man. I'm out of
he now I will give you that. It's you lived through the struggle. Mm-hmm. Okay, favorite Kansas City Chief of all time. You cannot say Patrick Mahomes.
Priest Holmes, man.
Oh wow, okay.
Or Christian Okoye. That dude was
the Nigerian Nightmare, bro.
Yo, look at you.
Nigerian Nightmare.
You gotta put Derek Thomas in.
All right, you're gonna look right at that green light, brother. All right, now that's who I was waiting for. Derek Thomas.
That's the dude.
The real one. All right, you're gonna have to speak up a little bit to get in that mic. We only got one mic tonight, Kelly McCarthy.
You're good.
All right, so Kelly just left the stage, playing with Robert Boone. He plays with Robert quite a bit, and has his own band called the Boom Trio, where he plays like a hybrid bass and guitar kind of thing, a la Charlie Hunter. If you're familiar with Charlie Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
So Kelly's kind of picking up in that tradition. But just overall good dude, versatile. Don't have to worry about him. You know, he's been playing in the Chris Burroughs Collective. He's going to be on the new single "Hey Joe" that's going to be dropping here shortly.
And when's that coming out?
It's coming soon. All right. Just kind of waiting for the right time.
I gotta cut some of that video footage together.
Yes, and also a great videographer. So, Allie just talked a little bit about some interesting things. Now, you've also been not only a player, but you've also been booking. You've done booking stuff. Yep. You've been on the other side as well. What's your advice? I mean, for a cat who says, "Man, I want to be a working musician," you know, what am I in for? What are some of the things that I'm going to need to learn how to do in order to be successful?
I actually end up telling my kids a lot that, like, if you actually want to do it full time, make enough money that you're doing it full time, you kind of want to have a little triforce happening where you've got gigs and teaching and something else, whether it's something else, videography thing or booking gigs or I do Allie's books, like, so working with people, doing people's taxes, like something like that. Just a little extra thing that's going to be taking care of you if you like break your hand or something like that. So like even in the pandemic, especially because I was booking wedding gigs, corporate gigs, they kind of took care of me and made sure I had money to buy groceries and stuff like that.
Right.
So just having something that gets you back, that, you know, is there for you when the music might go away.
Right. I mean, that's always it's a tough thing for musicians because we feel like that takes away from, you know, us becoming better musicians or practice time but, you know, I've learned that lesson myself where it's like, okay, there's very few guys who can just play and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
And even some of them are a little bit delusional as to what's really going on, but they made that decision. They gotta live with it. So, but when you talk to even legendary guys that we know were on all the records or did big tours or, you know, they're in the same, they say the same things. They're like, man, I mean, you got to have a few things kind of going on. And back in the day, you could kind of sit around and wait for a royalty check, especially if you were in on a lot of sections and you were writing and you would get points and all that kind of stuff. But those days are over, man.
And honestly, you brought up Charlie Hunter, and he's kind of one of those cats where, like, I grew up watching him a lot, obviously, and he would talk about, like, you know, he was doing gigs with Michael Franti and touring with all kinds of junk, like the Disposable, I forget the actual name of the band, but he was doing big gigs, and he was, like, on Blue Note and on Rope-A-Dope, and he was like, I've been selling out theaters and not getting paid still. And so, like, he, at one point, he said something like, I wanted to learn how much a plumber makes, and I'm going to go make that. And it works. The dude works constantly, and he's also, like, one of the best teachers I've ever had, too, on top of that. So, like, you know, even he's out there, like, just making it work. And he's got his kind of, like, little Triforce thing where, you know, he does, like, what's that looping thing called? You know what I'm talking, loop loft or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, where he does where producers or they can sample.
Yeah.
Or, they can do. Yeah, right.
So he's
It's
kind of
called what's it? It's on the tip of my tongue.
yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of it like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
But even he's got something where he's figured out how to go get passive income, so he can still be making music as much as possible.
Right. And because I know a little bit about Charlie through my friendship with George Sluppick, who played with Charlie for years, and talking about it's a mom and pop thing. I mean, it's driving yourself. It's driving yourself to the kid. I mean, there's a lot of things, and that's partly because Charlie made a decision. He's one of those cats. He's got his own thing.
Yeah.
He's got his own thing. He's always going to sound like Charlie Hunter. He's not really going to be seen at the local wedding gig. He made a decision that he didn't want to do that. So, but with that becomes what? It's almost more responsibility when you own your brand like that and you just work for yourself and you make a decision that I'm only going to do my sound or my thing.
But even here, man, like I saw him here a couple times, and he was still like showed up in his Honda Odyssey.
Man.
Drove the band down to Jacksonville the next day.
Right.
So it's a thing, man.
So don't all this to say is young cats. Very few cats get the first class, fly on the jet. I mean, that's driving around in the big tour bus with, there's a little bit of that. A lot of that is really not reality. Reality is going to be how much passion do you have? Do you really love this? And how hard are you willing to work? Because that, at the end of the day, is going to trump talent. Hard work. It's going to trump talent. Guys that are sitting around, we know a million cats. I mean, could play the whatever off of whatever. But sitting around waiting because there's this entitlement thing. You got to go out there and you got to get it, and you got to find opportunities, especially if you have other people that are depending. We won't even go into that, but you got to find other opportunities for yourself, and they're out there. If you look hard enough, you find, like you said, whether it's teaching or book or doing different things or whatever. So yeah, man. So you got anything coming up, man? What you got coming up next? I know you got a show on Sunday, right?
It's the big ticket, man. We're playing at the Ballsy Theater. Tyrone Jackson does all the curating for that. He was generous enough to give us that opportunity. We want to pack that thing out. Okay. We're going to get some nice footage from it.
Okay.
I think you've seen some of the stuff he's done with Carla.
Yeah,
sure. It looks real cool.
Yeah.
They got those like Jedi lights on the side.
Yeah.
So it looks real good.
Yeah.
And I think they're still doing they're doing a play right now. I think it's Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Oh, so you got the background.
Yeah, we're going to be
going.
sitting in like somebody's living room.
Yeah.
But it looked kind of hip. We're looking forward to that. I'm also doing a show tomorrow night at 15th and Peachtree with Joe Alterman and Justin Chassard.
Okay.
It's 5:30 to 7:15.
What's up? Okay.
And we're headed to Greenville on Friday. Greenville Jazz Festival.
Cool.
With Carla Harris and Tyrone and Boone and Sam. Sam Skelton's on that too.
All right.
So killing band.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell I'm doing next week. So trying to get through this week.
I love it, man. Well,
yeah,
Kelly.
Sunday night.
Yeah, man. Kelly McCarty, bass player, Renaissance man, Patrick Mahomes, blind loyalist.
Oh, all day.
You follow Mahomes into the depths of the ocean, wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you, man? How many MVPs?
He gonna find a way out, man.
You got turned. Oh, that's cold, man.
That's cool.
I got friends who are Bills fans, man. Anyways,
my
appreciate
man.
You, man.
Hey, man.
Take care of yourself.
Appreciate you, brother.
I'll see you soon.
All right, man. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap it up. Shut this junk down. We've been here for I don't know how long. Feel like forever, but it was great. Thank you to the Red Light Cafe.
Yeah, Red Light Cafe.
Thank
Shout
you to
out.
Brian
Falgood.
Falgood behind the scenes, helping us out. Tyrone Jackson for finding the location and getting us out of our comfort zone. Sometimes you just got to get out your comfort zone.
Sometimes, man.
You just try stuff. We got to talk to a lot of people that we normally wouldn't get a chance to talk to. Some people will bring back for future episodes and do more detailed stuff on what they do. But it was great to just be a part of the community, which is what we're trying to do. Try to be mentors to the young guys that, I know you had Blake on. I'm waiting to see, I can't wait.
It was really cool, man, just chopping that up, because having a younger, older person, just see what they go through, man.
Well, that's what, last night, like me, Boone, and Blake were in a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, it was great because there was like this tier of how everybody kind of thinks. You know, Boone's in the middle. I'm kind of up, my age up here, and then Blake's down here. And I could see him sort of like apprehensive a little bit to maybe totally, but I want to get him, man, just be, because that's the only way we can sort of figure out how to communicate better with you guys, and then also get you to move a little bit more this way in terms of taking a little bit more constructive criticism, not taking it personally.
That's gonna make him better so quickly. Is that willingness to be not hazed, but be a part of the chain that you're talking about. You, Boone, and him. That's a chain.
Right.
That if it breaks, that knowledge is not imparted on the next people. Because we're going to be gone, but we have all this knowledge. We can't take it with us, right?
Right.
But we can sure pass it on, and they can pass it on. So much of this music and music in general has been passed along from generation to generation. And so something is lost if communication is not happening from either tier that you spoke about, right?
Absolutely, man. And, like I said, I was just in a conversation with George Flutis today, and we touched a little bit on what's going on in Chicago with the same situations of he's got friends that are teaching in higher learning, and the relationships between what's going on with the teachers and the students, and how the university's in the middle, making it difficult to really get what they should really be getting.
Right.
And to me, it's like, okay, you might be in school, but the real education is out here.
That's where it is.
Real education is out here. And there's so many things that you're going to get from hanging out, talking to you, talking to Boone, talking to Larry Wilson, talking to Kelly McCarty, talking to Allie about business, those are where you're going to really learn how this really works.
You know what's funny? I look at some of the newer guys, and I see some of us in them. Like Larry, bro, you used to do all of that stuff, bro.
Do it all.
And I'm like, he coming in like Chris Burroughs.
Yep.
Running sessions.
Yep.
Setting up gigs.
Yep.
It's just to see that, and if they're willing to hear from us, maybe we can save them some of the stuff that we went through.
Yeah.
Or just a little bit important, a little bit into it.
Right. And get them to, they have, there's more opportunity in terms of, they have social media now. Everybody can have their own individual brand, right? The brand is the thing. The whole branding thing is bigger than it's ever been, even though, there were brands back in the 1800s, but what's going on now is if you learn how to use all that stuff, put it together, and you've got the knowledge, and you can really back it up with, okay, I'm the real deal. Like Morgan Guerin has been able to do, right? It's powerful, man. They can be.
It is, but at the same time, that social media documenting your growing pains, that's hard too.
Right. That's a great point. Is showing what you really sound like.
Right.
In musical situations. And Boone had some great advice, man, last night for Blake. He said, because he was talking about, do you listen back to yourself after you know, when you record? Because I was trying to bring up the point of you have to be able to self-evaluate while you're playing.
Right.
And you can't just accept the pats on the back when you walk through the audience because people are going to be nice. It's not real. Being nice is not real. So you have to be your own worst critic.
Right.
But Boone said something. He said, okay, if you watch yourself, he said, what you should do is watch yourself with your teacher. And go through and watch those videos. He goes, all the red light sessions are on YouTube. He said, when you play, have you and your teacher sit there and really give you, because by yourself is one thing. Okay, everybody can sound good by themselves, right?
Right.
But the decisions that you make, right? It's all about decisions that you make on stage. When this happens, what do you do? So watching that stuff with your teachers is, I think, is a really cool thing, man.
That's powerful, man.
That's powerful, man. I was like, wow, that's a good one right there.
That's going into the hip pocket right there.
Yeah, So your students, make them say, okay, I want you to bring in your last night's performance. Let's check it out.
Right.
Because see, then
it won't lie.
Can't hide.
It does that camera, that audio doesn't lie.
Right. And when you say, well, why did you play this major such and such when you should have, why did you make that decision?
Right.
They have to be able to answer that.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Exactly.
You're right there, dude.
But you got to remember everything you play.
Right. Exactly.
That's the whole key is you have to remember, oh my God, instantaneously. God, man, I can't believe I played that. Right. I can't believe I tried to play that, whatever.
You have to have an account for yourself, man, because like you said, that self-evaluation is going to be the growth part of it. It's like, what did I do? Why did I do it? Why did I make those choices? So yeah, that's a value. Really good.
All right, y'all, we're going to wrap it up. We want to thank Red Light Cafe.
Yes.
Brian, everybody for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah.
We got to go get my man Brian some dinner, bro.
We got
overdue. And some beer. I might buy some beer on the way home, man.
If he likes steaks, we're going to take him.
We're going to take him.
Got it.
Should we take him to, well, no, we can't do that. I'm going to say we take him to Magic City and get him some wings.
Lemon pepper drizzle.
But I know 2 women that would not be down. 3 women that would not be down with that, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So, but we're going to take them out, man, and, buy them a nice vegan dinner. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to buy him a steak. Whatever he wants, man. Now, the thing is, he's from Louisiana, so he knows food.
Oh, yeah.
So we can't just take him to the,
I wish I could take him to my mama's house. That'd be it. Oh.
That would be the move.
Yeah, that would be the move. So, yeah.
That would be the move.
Well, man, thank you, guys. Hey, thanks. Hey, Chris, thank you, bro, for interviewing, pulling all the people in. I had, like, triple duty playing and all that kind of stuff.
That's what it's about, though, man. Yeah. Wearing those different hats.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And thank you for taking your leadership with the young. These are young, with the younger. Yeah. This is what needs to happen more. Yeah. Is these cats are working with you because they know that they're going to get better. You're going to tell it to them straight. Stop palling up with each other.
Right.
Get that guy on those gigs that can really say, it wasn't happening.
Right,
sorry.
Right.
Y'all got work to do. That makes a big difference. So this is the ultimate mentorship that you're doing, man. And y'all they got a show coming up at your spot on Sunday over at the Balzer. So hopefully some of y'all can go check that out. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please. Follow us on all the pertinent social media, Instagram, Facebook,
YouTube, Twitch,
Spotify. We'll soon be on all the podcast outlets. Got a lot of red tape there, but we will work through it and get that out there. And with that, we will be back next week. We've got a couple of guests that's booked. We got the bass player extraordinaire Kevin Scott coming up at the end of the month. which is going to be a great interview because Kevin's doing some great things with Government Mule. He's been living in New York. And again, another cat that we knew when, couldn't play nothing.
Yes.
And has cultivated a whole thing around what he's doing, and got a lot of cats that have and also the other guests I'll wait and I'll disclose that later. But Kevin will be up at the end of I think it's the last Tuesday. I can't remember what that date is. It's the last Tuesday of the month. And then other than that, I think that's it. What else you got, bro?
That's it, man. Just
Local Musicians XP on the road.
Local Musicians XP on the road.
All right, guys. We will see you guys next week. Y'all have a great week. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you all later. Peace. I'm like